from the classiest place on earth. I hope. Oh my god, that fan is so loud. Calm down. Good morning! I hope you're fucking doing well. Yeah, that was too much quiet for me. Rejoice, for I have returned. Celebrate by stuffing your candy full of children and decorating egg-laying rabbits in my honor. Wait, what? Do you know what time of year it is? Do you need help? This one time I sent Katie and Zach deer meats, and we ate the fuck out of them. Actually, someone sent me something in my P.O. box the other day, and I've been waiting to see them to reveal it. I don't like, yeah, I'm just waiting to see that person. Someone sent me a tiny gold hammer, and it says Katie Smash. And I love it, but I don't know what it's for. I feel like I've got something in my eyeballs. Hope you're all doing well. I'm fucking so tired. I don't know why. I could not sleep last night, and I just rolled around and felt my heart rate race all night. So I'm like, I feel like I didn't sleep. I don't fucking know. I've got no energy, but I hope you're doing well. We went out last night with Vile and Rod and Rock Your Socks, and we went and had pizza, which was fairly sad pizza. Like, so I know I'm biased because I'm from the East Coast where pizza is real. But like we went to this pizza joint and they had like pizza by the slice where you choose your slice and then they heat it up for you in like the oven. So we all got a couple slices, but so the slices were like this big. They were like good size like slices, but in my mind I'm thinking like, okay, I know how to eat that. You fold it in half. They when they reheated it, they all of them like I'm trying to think like how to express to you how big the pizza slice was. I mean, at least like this. And it was raw. It was a cracker. I could pick up the whole thing in one piece and eat it like a fucking cracker. It was really sad. It was like I don't know what was wrong with what was happening, but it was very sad cracker pizza. Like a cracker, not like white people cracker. It was sad, but the garlic bread was really good. And then we went to this bar called One Up. And it's one of those bars where it's just like shit tons of video games everywhere and a bar. And we played pretty much everything. Zach fucking like I don't know. I don't even know if he played basketball, but he was doing like the little shoot the hoops thing. I don't know what you call it. The basketball machine game. What the fuck? What do you call that? I don't know. The basketball thing at the arcade. And he was fucking sinking. I like was just sitting there in silence watching him just net over and over and over and over and over again. It was pop a shot. Is that what it's called? Pop a shot. There you go. And right next to that was skee ball, which is my favorite, which I'm terrible at, but I like skee ball. And so I was doing that, but I was like, he just kept going. It didn't end. I didn't know. I don't even think he played basketball, but fucker's got like a perfect follow through. It was kind of impressive. And then we played a shit ton of Pac-Man. Children Pac-Man, and then I ended up playing I really like pinball machines. I identify with a pinball machine. And I tried one that was it South Park themed? I want to say it was South Park themed. But in pinball machines when the ball like just sinks directly in the middle and it has a little light up that says like it'll shoot your ball back out at you. It never did. Ever. The machine was fucking broken. I wasted so many goddamn tokens on that one. I was pissed off. They're really nice, Crispy. Like, I am such a huge fan of gaming bar. Like, even get this. So, like, they have an outdoor area in the back of this bar where I guess people used to smoke. There's no smoking signs everywhere. So, no one's smoking out there anymore. But they have, like, giant human sized Jenga out there. And by human size, I mean it's like 5 feet tall. They have three of them. So, you can go outside if you get too hot and sit there and play Jenga with these. I mean, the bricks are like this big. That was probably one of my favorite things. I'm terrible at it. Kids basketball, basically. Best is to crawl up there and hit the sensor with your fingers. Oh my god, that's cheating. Where's the pleasure in that? What up, Queen Freak? Good morning, love. Good morning, David. But then I did another pinball machine. I did really good. It was actually pretty packed. But yeah, I was gonna say I love bars like this because I cannot stand just standing around or just sitting there. Like, I don't know. Like, when people wanna hang out, oftentimes people are always like, "Let's go get dinner," and then they just wanna sit there for 3 hours, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What I have shit to do. So we like inhaled our sad crispy pizza and then walked to the One Up bar, but it was pretty fun. I love bars like that. I had a beer and a shot, and of course felt like shit and got drunk. There's a place near me that's literally called my parents' basement. That's fantastic. It's a bar, restaurant, comic shop, bar, restaurant, comic shop on top of it. I would be addicted. I would be lost. I would be lost there. I would be lost there. The one thing though, what up LCT? I would say I haven't been to one of these bars in a bit. Like we don't go out. I don't leave my house often. Who the fuck does? But I noticed like aside from the usual, so there's like skee ball, there's the little basketball one, there's pinball machines, Pac-Man machines, all the regular arcade games, Ninja Turtles, shit like that. But then they've added a lot of new things in there that are literally just phone games, but you have to pay to play them. And I don't know, I never saw anyone on these, but I was watching them. They're literally like just a phone game, like a tap phone game, where you just tap and make a creature jump on pipes or something. Tons of them. And I don't know. It felt like a casino. That's how I feel in casinos. Every time I go, like little casinos, obviously not Vegas or something like that, but every time I go into like a Montana casino, like one of the tiny casinos that's just like on a restaurant or something like that, it feels like people are in there just paying to play phone games because they just look like the fucking, we see people do promotions for phone games all the time. I cannot remember the last time I played a game on this was before my phone was totally trashed. Before my phone was trashed, I don't remember the last time I played a fucking phone game. Pinball tournaments? Oh my god, I would lose my shit. I get really into pinball. It's like one of the few games that moves at the speed of my brain, and I identify with the ball. I'm like, yes, let's go faster now. Dude, they need a fucking comic shop though. That would be amazing. Marvel Snap. I don't think I've played that. I just don't like. I've never been like addicted to my phone, so to speak. I'm not one of those people that like when I'm bored in a car, I pull out my phone and just look at it. I kind of hate it. I hate my phone. Like this 2 weeks of broken phone and not being able to use it has kind of been great. I kind of love having an excuse to be like, sorry, my phone's broken. And I feel like it's just one of those things, like, if you're bored, like, I pull out my phone to use, Kindle app and read a book or something like that. The screen's just so small. I don't know. I think it's because 'cause I'm a gamer, like, I know what it's like to play a real game on a giant screen with a controller, therefore, on my phone, it just does not hit. I don't know, though. Lots of people are fucking addicted to this shit. To each their own. I kinda wish I had something like that, because most of the time I'm spinning in circles just trying to figure out how to hit the serotonin train, you know? The Beatles machine. Oh my god, I played the Addams Family machine so many times. There was an Addams Family one and then, Star Wars. I played the Star Wars one a shameful amount of times. Mortal Kombat 1 released, and it's a lot of fun. Mortal Kombat 1? What? The Addams Family one? It's the shit. The sounds and shit that came out of it were the absolute best. Like, it sang songs and stuff. It was dope. The last thing I played on my phone was Pokemon Go way back. Oh my god, me too. Wait. Yeah. Wow. No shit. That is the last time I played a game as well, was Pokemon Go when I worked at Hopkins. Because they actually had a few, what are they called? Oh my god, brain. The training gyms. They had 2 training gyms in the hospital. One was in the children's ward and one was on the other side of the hospital in the adult section. So we had like a track that we had designed to walk the entire circle of the hospital and play Pokemon Go all night long when we were bored, obviously, when we had nothing to do. But we would walk like no shit. It was like a group of girls that I worked with. We all had some sort of step counting watch and our phone out, and we'd be catching Pokemon and getting our steps, just walking this like mile loop around the entirety of the hospital all night. But it kind of felt wrong at a certain point because we worked in adult care, and Hopkins is such a big hospital. It's like children's is one entire building, and then sorry, adults is like 20 other buildings. So you have to walk across the sky bridge to get to the children's section, and we would just walk over there, beat the gym, and walk back. And we realized, because we were night shift, we realized we were just beating up children while they were sleeping, like sick children's Pokemon while they slept. We didn't stop, but we did realize that, and I think that's a part of my character that I should brag about, maybe. I don't know. That was a fun game, though. I feel like, unless you were super committed and you were gonna go walk in the woods or something, though, I never got fun new Pokemon. It was always the same Pokemon over and over, and I just got fucking bored. Make them stronger? I mean, at least I gave them some I mean, if you think about it that way, we gave them something to do. So when they wake up in the morning and getting all their meds and shit, they're like, "Oh, fuck," and they can play Pokemon. You're welcome. Good morning, Rod. I play Magic Arena on my phone just because I have downtime at work. What is Magic Arena? Is it like Magic the Gathering? Fuck them kids, they need to learn. Poor sick kids. Yeah, it got boring. Like, it'd be fun if I found new interesting Pokemon all the time, but I felt like I had 5 billion of one Pokemon. I don't know, just felt boring. It's, MTG, but hyper monetized, but you don't have to buy into it, right? Like, can you just play it and not buy into the monetization? Dude, Celestial Raccoon, I cannot get into Vampire Survivors, and I wish I could because everyone else was so into it. It just is so, and excuse my wordage, I just don't know another word, fuck ugly for me. I'm so spoiled by the way games are nowadays. Like, I look at Vampire Survivors and I'm like, I had to deal with that 20 years ago. Like, that was a game that was on addictinggames.com. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's literally a game from addictinggames.com. Do you guys remember addictinggames.com? That's why. People literally, I'm sure, people our age go, like, think back on addictinggames.com. And they're like, let's make something and put it on Steam just like that. People will buy it because they miss it. I swear, and there's no shame in it. I wish I could. Like, the only game I'm, like, truly addicted to right now is, Destiny. I mean, I'm not even addicted to it. I just play it regularly, I would say. But I miss having a game that I'm, like, I look forward to. I'm, like, thinking about when I'm not playing it. I miss that. I haven't had that in a long time. You do get a decent deck, but I've gotten a little jaded at how quickly new sets drop. It's, like, every 8 weeks. So that's, like, Hearthstone. That's why I stopped playing Hearthstone. I love card games, and the whole, like, having them on the internet so I could play card games with people again was amazing because I don't have any real life friends, and who the fuck does? We're adults, we don't have friends. So that was really nice, but, like, unless you are willing to shell out thousands of dollars a month for every fucking card deck, you're never gonna win. You're never gonna get anywhere with it, which sucks. That and mini clip, yeah. Newgrounds, I'm bored. Yep. We all learned modern graphics. I know! And it's like, now I feel picky about it. I'm like, bitch, stop trying to get me to buy a game that was free on the internet when I was in middle school. But I don't know. Good morning, Magnissimo. How are you, love? Sometimes I don't. Like that game we were playing yesterday. I don't mind that. Like, I don't know what it is. I wish there was something I could figure out. Like, what does my brain like and what does it not? I never got into those kind of, like, I can't, what's the term? The type of games where you're just a little spaceship spinning and spitting lasers at things coming at you in a horde. Mm. The original one, you know what I'm talking about. Sip. Good morning, Revolticon. How are you, love? Uno Online, Jesus Christ. XCOM is great. Did you ever play, oh god, what was that game I played that was similar to XCOM? Oh, it was crazy. It was like, you could, like, all your team was different types of these girls, and you could sacrifice your daughters to get a new one that was better. It was wild. It was really good, though. Oh, I have, it's on the tip of my fucking dick. It was a great game. Are my alerts super low? What the fuck? Yes, damn it. Jedediah, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class alive, and giving it any swings.
For a fucking year? Time baffles me. Thank you. We appreciate you.
You majestic soul. I'm fucking tired too, man. I couldn't sleep last night. Like, I thought I'd be so tired because we went out with friends and hung out and, like, we're social, but when I got home, I could not pass out. Dude, Mag, so Zach and I were just talking about this last night. Both of us, before we left for Burning Man, we would play Baldur's Gate, literally from the moment we both stopped streaming until like 1 in the morning. We were both high, and we came back from Burning Man, and it's not anything to do with Burning Man, but something about taking a break from Baldur's Gate. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Don't take a break from it. You might never go back. I don't know. I don't know when I'll go back to it. It just something side. Oh my god, Sleaze. That's exactly. It's oh god, you're there. Other side. No, not other side. Was it other side? It's something side. You're right. Oh my. So annoying. It was a great game. I'm just blanking on it. Yep, you're right. It is. It's something side. It will be stopped tomorrow. I'm gonna play Cyberpunk 2077 again since 2.0 is radically changing the game. Wait, the same game that was released a few years ago where you could put dicks on things? The Golden Kappa approves. Oh my god, I forgot we still had that. I I haven't fucked anyone in Baldur's Gate. No shit. There's so much stuff to do. I forget to even have conversations with my party members. I'm one of the like I'm the rare fuck that has not romanced anyone at all, and I have over 100 hours in it or something already. I don't like for real. I think I'm just zero attracted IRL to literally any of the characters. So like I haven't had a moment where I'm like, oh, like for instance, I played Dragon Age. Which one was it? Inquisition, the most recent one with Iron Bull in it. Everybody knows. And I played that game. I was addicted to it. Got to the point where I could fuck Iron Bull, and it was so boring. And all he did was smack my ass out of the bedroom that I quit playing the game, and I've never beat it. I don't know what happens. My brain gets like upset about it, and it's like, no, I'm never going back. I haven't fucked a bear. I've fucked nothing. I don't even think I'm in Act 2. And that's, Rod, that's part of the reason I think I'm no. It is other side. Thank you, Mayo. Good brain. By our powers combined. I think that's part of the reason for some reason I'm not going back to Baldur's Gate yet is because I'm well aware that there's so much fucking content. And just this like 2-week break off of it, I've already forgotten everything that's happened in the game. So I feel like I'm gonna have to restart again. And that is an exhausting prospect. Dragon Age is so fucking good, Mag. I agree. Like Dragon Age's soundtrack is something unreal. Like that thing has always hit me really hard in my feels. No one expects the Dragon Age Inquisition. No shit, Mogrins. I don't know if you played Inquisition, but like you have your whole party, and Iron Bull is a Quinari, and they're essentially just like giants with horns. They look like tieflings on steroids, and I think it was Freddie Prinze Jr. voiced him or something, which not really into Freddie Prinze Jr., but he did this really low gruff thing, and it was just like fuck my face immediately. And the whole time you're like flirting and romancing Iron Bull, he plays like he's this big BDSM, like I'm gonna fucking ruin you, blah 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 blah. And then you go to have a little sex scene, and you like romantically kiss onto a bed, and then it blacks out, and then he spanks your ass, and you leave the room, and that was it. I hated it. I was so disappointed. This has been years. I've seen the Romance of the Ladies. Carlac is the best. Really? Are the romances different? Zach is convinced I am Carlac because of the whole engine and the hot thing right here. Right, the music is fucking brilliant. Just hearing that opening, like, start screen music of the original Dragon Age is enough to set my hairs on my arms, like, into goosebumps. I played the hell out of 1 and 2, but I can't get myself to finish DIY. I didn't like it either. I don't know why it sucked. Like, the only thing that kept me going was romancing Iron Bull, and as soon as I got that, I was out. I just quit. I was like, I'm bored. Like, it was very boring. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I stumbled into banging Shadow Bay. You stumbled into bang? I think she's the easiest one to stumble bang. I've given BG3 3 tries, just super complicated for me. Like, even making a character is overwhelming. It, honestly, there's so much. Kel, I feel what you're saying. It's like, you feel like you're not doing it right because there's so much to do and it's overcomplicated. But truly, it's like, do whatever you want. You'll never do it all. You can't. Like, every single playthrough I've seen, the dialogue is all different. Like, every choice you make truly does make a difference in almost everything. Lazelle got better over time. No shit. I literally put her in my camp and stopped talking to her, and I haven't spoken to her since I started the game. Dom on the streets, fish in the sheets. Dude, cold fucking fish. When we were at Burning Man, no one does drugs at Burning Man. Allegedly. We may or may not have been tripping. And he had this, like, Zach was like, oh my God, you're Karlach. And he was like tripping about it. He's like, you've got this dwarf star in your chest and you're like sweaty and hot all the time. And you burn me when you touch me and you say fuck a lot. It was crazy. It was so funny to listen to. All the companions become good folks. Even Lazelle. Wow. Dragon Age 3 sucked. That was Inquisition, right? I'm glad I'm not the only one because I still feel bad about not finishing it because I loved Dragon Age so much, but it was just so lame. Dev should work with 3D hentai artists to help their sex scenes. I mean, if you're gonna put sex scenes in, do something. Do something, you know? I missed turning my character into a necromancer the first time because there's just shit wait, a necromancer? Do you like Liza P? And oh my fucking god, it's basically Bloodborne 2. It's making me so fucking happy. I've heard it's basically Bloodborne, but you're a puppet. I'm reading a horror book about puppets right now, and it is so fucking scary. I'm trying to do this without spoilers. She softens up and grows a lot based on events. No, dude, it's totally cool. It encourages me to bring her back because she hates every decision I make because I don't do what she wants because she's such a fucking piece of shit that I just got sick of listening to her bitch all the time. Like every single dialogue between your party was always instigated by her, and she was always just mad. And I like IRL. I'm not gonna hang out with that person. I don't want to hang out with you. You bring me down. You're a fucking bummer. She was bumming me out. It was rushed and incomplete. I just got bored with it. Me too. Same. A couple of friends are playing BG3 together, and all party members failed a roll to save some dude and pull him through a portal. Apparently, this dude was a major character, and the roll was supposed to be an auto win. Wait, what? How? What? I didn't save the orc lady from the cage either, but she seemed evil. I enjoyed romancing Cassandra and flirting with Sarah, but it just dragged on. I was cheating to cut down on playtime collecting crap, and I still got sick of it. Me too. I feel like now that I remember it, most of the game was going back to like the Inquisition base and just talking to people. It was so much fucking dialogue, like pointless NPC dialogue and fetch questing. Like, for instance, this game is pretty old, so spoilers, it's been out for a bit. But in Inquisition, in order to unlock being able to romance Iron Bull, because that's all I did and that's all I remember, you have to go kill 3 dragons. But it was the most tedious, boring thing I've ever done. Like, I was sitting behind a block, wait 5 minutes, dragon, shoot, wait. Like, it was ridiculous. But you have to, like, impress Iron Bull. That's the only way he'll fuck you. Whatever. Always 5% chance on failure. That is wild. I would, right, Mayo? It's just negativity. It's just like, I'm having a bad time. Everything's bad. You made bad decisions. Everyone's making bad decisions. You're also stupid. Strange git language. I'm like, okay, cool. No one likes you. Go away. 2 of the 3 playthroughs, I managed to get the heart girl out of the cage. No shit. Nice. The Gale. Oh, is it the Gale roll? I saved Gale like 40 hours into the game. What the fuck? How did you manage to miss him for 40 hours of the game? Oh, Trouble. What did you think? No spoilers. What did you think? I haven't even gotten out of Act 1. Mayo, right? Fighting 3 dragons it just was nothing. Literally, it's like you stand on a hilltop and the dragons kind of circle the hilltop and you just kind of dance hiding behind various pieces of rubble while you kill it, and it was relatively easy. Like, it was just very boring. Lilac Sky, thank you. I went to the desert for 9 days and it just bleached out. Best game in a long time. That's a review. I don't use them. Will and Asterion, they're just drama incarnate. Yeah, that's true. I miss lots of my chat told me about him. Wow. I think he was the first person I found. And then Asterion took me a little bit longer to find. Right? You have to have the perfect gear. It takes for fucking ever. It's pointless. I know, Mayo, you're right. I mean, us expecting Rod to read. I mean, bless his heart. Lilac, I went to Burning Man, and like there are no showers and it's just dust and shit. So for the first like 2 days, I managed to keep my hair down, and then I put it in a bun. But if you've ever used dry shampoo, the dust in Black Rock City is literally dry shampoo, like on crack. So imagine dumping your head in a bucket of dry shampoo and then trying to brush it. I literally have a spot back here right now where the hair is all about this long because I tried to brush my hair while I was out there. Absolutely not. Don't do that. Yeah. So I just put it in a giant bun on the top of my head. So everything on top bleached out. This was all like dark green and dark blue when I went out there. And then the underneath where the sun didn't touch, it's a totally different color. The sun ruined it. I really like Asterion. I don't understand. I think because he's like a kind of sleazy, I guess. No offense, sleaze. You know what I mean? No, what happened with Xbox? I feel like that every time I go camping. Yeah, I usually put my hair in braids or something. Thank you. I appreciate. A couple people since I got back have come into my channel and been like, "Oh my god, did you do your hair yourself? How do I do that?" Cuz this cool like green blue fade, and I feel like it's my responsibility to be honest in that I had no part in this. This is damage. I like Asterion. Most people don't like him cuz he's kind of like a sleazy, like cocky dude, I guess. He's a badass. Like I will not go into any building or underground anything without him because he cannot fail a lockpick. Like the lowest he can score is like 16 or something because of the sheer amount of bonuses he has. He can't fail like a lockpick. He literally can't fail one. It's so stupidly awesome. People who go to Burning Man for the first time with nobody to warn them must go through a hell of a shock. I, why would anyone do that? Don't go to Burning Man without someone to bring you. You actually might die. Don't do that. Whoa, what? So all their plans, all of Xbox's plans between now and 2030 basically got leaked because they didn't redact their shit to FTC. What does that mean? Redact their shit to FTC, what does that mean? Asterian's story breaks my soul. That's another part. I kind of forgot about that. Good morning, Nine. How are you, love? Even when I hate him, I like him, right? There's some crazy hard locks later. He'll probably get them. It's so crazy. Unless he critically fails, I've never lost a lock on him. He just wins. Good morning, Fluffy. Best way to go into Burning Man is being airlifted in and out. My God. Hashtag dip low. Yeah, don't be the reason. Actually, this is really good. I'm glad you said something Nineless. Don't be the reason there's no Burning Man. No shit. I was reading an article on the Burning Man website, I think, the other day. It was an update on the status of the playa, basically, because, the rain, people, etc. And they stated that the moop, or matter out of place, the trash left behind, is average. It's no more and no less than any other year. They were they've had years where 12 plus camps just abandon their camp. Not in the rain, just because they're assholes and don't care. This year, there was like 2 to 3 camps who straight up bailed on their camp, like left it in the dirt. I'm guessing it was Diplo and Chris Rock. But, it's fine, which is amazing. Like, that gave me so much peace in my soul Because leaving that playa, like I know, ooh, let me see if I can get that to buffer, David. Um, Lilac, no shit, Diplo, and this was news because if you heard about Burning Man, it got rained out this year. Like it was severe. And people in Burning Man, we have no reception. Like no one on the playa can use their phone. So none of us knew what the world thought was happening until we all got out of Black Rock City. And once we got out of Black Rock City, my phone starts going off like mad and it's all these people saying, "Are you okay? Are you alive? Do you have Ebola?" And I was like, "Does someone have Ebola? What the fuck?" We had no idea because it was fine. Like for those unfamiliar with Burning Man, it's literally around 35 to 50,000 people go out into the desert and just camp for 9 days. But there are no services. You are quite literally in the desert 45 plus minutes from any like gas station or anything like that. You are the fuck out there. And so people going out there, we prepare for 9 days in 100 plus degree weather with no water, no air conditioning, no nothing. So we're fucking prepared is what I'm saying. Like we've got 300 gallons of water. We've got tons of shit. We're totally fine. And it rained. So like if you've ever been camping and it rained, you just spend a couple days playing cards in your tent and wait for the rain to go away. But some people out there literally it was the end of the world. And the best part about getting off the playa and getting a reception was seeing video footage of Chris Rock and Diplo literally hitchhiking 6 miles out of Black Rock City because they were so scared of the rain. I repeat, billionaires afraid of rain at Burning Man. Good to know I'm not that soft. What's a Diplo? I think a Diplo makes music. I'm not 100% sure. I have a friend who went to Burning Man and she spent a whole day with somebody who just wasn't mentally ready. Oh no. I guess she didn't totally realize how serious the whole thing was. I don't know how people don't know. Like they really must just think it's Coachella or something. Sounds fun, but no service is a no for me. The no service is kind of part of it, Lilac. That's kind of part of it. Everyone there is there to take a break. Like we all kind of close our phones, put it in a bag because it doesn't work, and just check out for a week. It's kind of beautiful though. One of my favorite things that happened at Burning Man, just like constantly, like a regular occurrence, is that if someone wants to speak to you and wants to do something with you, they must walk to your camp and in person say, "Hey, Katie, want to go see something with me?" And there's no other way to communicate. And I kind of fucking love it. Like, there's something really pure and precious about watching human beings go out of their way to walk a half a mile to invite someone to go look at a piece of art with them in person to their face, as opposed to like texting and then just sitting anxiously waiting for a response and getting mad that someone didn't see their phone. It's so nice. Like, there's something about it, man. I don't know, dude. I heard that there was some severe cases of ligma. Please tell me what ligma is. I think he makes music. I don't know him either. I can't imagine being afraid of rain like that, but I grew up with tornadoes. I mean, if it was nothing, they really, really made like so here's the thing. The rain happened. If everyone had just gone to their tents and chilled out for a day, the playa would not have been fucked. But the fact that everybody was like, "It's a Burning Man, we gotta still keep partying, otherwise my day's wasted." Their feet fucked everything. It was like the grape stamping in a thing to make wine, but it was mud. And people just kept fucking churning it up and churning it up and churning it up. And that's what got it so deep that your car would get stuck. That's why, and none of us were actually like stuck. We were locked in. The gate was locked because the Burning Man officials were like, it's not safe. Like, I don't care if you can make it out. It's not safe to even try. Because what if your car slides across the mud into a human being and kills them? Because people are just walking around naked everywhere. Like, it just wasn't safe. But everyone was fine. And the whole concept of Burning Man is that you are both radically self-reliant, but also you are radically helpful. Not if you were stuck out there in the rain for some reason, I guarantee 7 people from 7 different camps would have walked into the street and helped you get out and pulled you into their personal camp, made you a bed, made you a hot meal, and invited you to stay forever. Like, that's the culture of Burning Man. So no one was left. Like, there if you were left deserted, you chose to be. Like, you had to act you would have to actively tell people, "No, I don't want help," in order to not be helped out there. It's really insane. Like, the tenet of radical self-reliance, meaning you bring all your own water, your own food, your own toilet paper, everything you need to survive must be on your person. The reason they push that so hard is if 99.9% of people follow that tenet, then the 1.1 who didn't prepare will be taken care of. We don't want to have to take care of them, but nobody wouldn't. Like, we've all, like, at the end of the week, everyone's trying to throw food at each other. Like, please eat my food. I don't want to take it home. Everyone's so helpful and kind there that, like, it just goes to show that if you other yourself as a celebrity, you're gonna hitchhike out of Burning Man for 6 miles, I guess, as opposed to just, like, chilling in someone's camp for a day and having some hot dogs. I don't know. I grew up camping a lot, and it just literally felt to me like when you go camping and you get a day of shitty weather. That was it. You know, like, you spend a couple days hiking and doing all the active shit, you get a day of rain, y'all sit around a fire and play cards and drink. Like, that's all it was, but the world made it so dramatic, right? And the news crew, because again, the gates were locked, so there was not one news crew on the playa, and there is no reception. So everything that the news crews were like reporting was just hearsay from people trying to get out, I guess. They were like 30 minutes up the road, not even the Burning Man road to get into the playa. So I have no idea how they got their news or what they were making up in their minds. They could not even see us. They had no clue what was going on out there. It's very, very community driven. Something like the early 90s where you had to actually talk in person with others, very much. I mean, so everybody in our camp, we have like, we have a bat cave. It's like, I think it's called a monkey hut, is technically what the structure is. But we put all of our tents in it. So there's like 12 tents up this huge monkey hut. And everybody had a little whiteboard leaned against their tents. So if someone from Black Rock City came in and they weren't home, they could write a little note on their whiteboard. It was adorable. It reminded me of college. We all had whiteboards on our dorm rooms, and people would walk by, and if you weren't home, they'd leave a message on your whiteboard. I don't know, man. It gives me like, I feel like sometimes phones give us an excuse to be lazy about communication, but then be angry about it when someone doesn't respond, and it's like, bitch, you didn't even call. You fucking typed. Like, I don't know. I just miss it. There's something about talking to people in person that gives me a boner. Yep, and according to the press, we all have trench foot. What was the other one? There was like cannibalism rumors or some shit like that. I don't fuck, dude. No, nobody. The only thing that truly gave anybody on the playa any form of anxiety was for one 24-hour period, just one. The trucks couldn't come in and suck out the porta potties. So there was a point in time where a lot of us were walking around going, "Oh shit!" Like, I told you guys, I pissed in a bag. I pissed in a Ziploc bag. I did my part. I did my fucking part. But the toilets were getting to the point where shit was about to kiss your asshole if you sat on them. So like like that's understandable though. Like feces is a problem. So there's strips of porta potties every block of Burning Man. So if you remember, I have the map over there, but if you remember, it's like a giant circle. So it's pie slices, and every block there's like a huge strip of them. And around them is just mud. I mean, it was just like foot deep mud because that's where people have to walk because everybody has to use the bathroom. And most people don't bring like an RV or something like that. But they have like I don't know what it's called. It's a porta john, but it's a urinal. You know, like they have like a urinal porta john where like six penis havers can stand and piss, and then they have all the normal porta johns, and at the very end they had like a handicap stall. And by the end of that one day, the urinals had started to overflow onto the playa. So not only were we dancing around mud and water and sinking, we were now looking for puddles that were slightly off color. That was a moment for me where I was just like, that puddle's brown, walk away. Because the dust is white. So it looks like pottery clay. Everything looks like pottery clay until there's piss involved. And then it is not pottery clay anymore. That was fucking gross. But that was one day. And I pissed in a bag. I scooted my ass into a fucking Ziploc and pissed in a bag. I'm an adult. I can do it. If a bunch of burners are eating each other, it means something other than cannibalism. If semen counts. I talked to a couple hundred people in person 3 days a week. You can keep it. Okay, but you like have to do that. It was kind of hilarious. The news was out. I mean, there is this is so I wish I could like express what I mean when I say the news made up everything. They had to have made up everything because there wasn't even a source of a human being getting out of Burning Man to give them news because the Burning Man gates were closed. Like, and they were miles up the road, not even the Burning Man road because they could not get into Burning Man. They were miles up that road. We saw them when we finally got out. And I remember passing them being like, those fuckers thought they knew what was going down in there? Absolutely. I think I flipped them off on my way out, actually, even though it was like early ass morning. It is. I don't watch the media either, but I am flattered. I'm flattered. I'm grateful I have friends who like reached out and said, you cool. Because you never know. I mean, that was nice. But most of my friends were like, I know you're fine, but are you fine? I think the press had a weird frenzy with if it bleeds, it leads, and got. Katie, do you enjoy buffets? Depends on the buffet, but yeah, I enjoy food. Let's be real. Even Phil was saying about Ebola and cannibalism. I know. I mean, but that's all. Like, that's all they knew. There was no, unless you had Starlink, like in your car, you had no service. There was no way for anyone to report anything. But it was just mud. It was just mud. Just mud. Unless you tried to drive out, and then you probably had a hard time. This is like the craziest part that I learned. So the vast majority of car insurance companies in the United States of America have a Burning Man clause. No shit. They have a clause in tiny writing in their contract that says if your car breaks down or needs assistance anywhere within 30-mile radius of Black Rock City, you fucked. So all of these fucks who thought they were smart trying to get out of Burning Man while the rain was coming down and the mud was a foot deep and got stuck, there are still cars stuck out there right now. Like, no one will come get you. We listened to a guy being interviewed on the Black Rock City radio station when we were stuck inside because there was radio. And he was saying that a couple years ago, his truck got stuck out there, not because of mud or anything. It broke down. It took him 3 weeks, a friend, and a trailer to get his car off the playa because no one will come get you. And like everyone kept saying it, but people still tried to leave. Like I don't know what it is. Everybody thinks they're smarter than everybody else these days. Like, just fucking listen sometimes. If a movie started with a zombie outbreak at Burning Man, that'd be kind of, I mean, it'd be so short-lived. Like, for real, if a zombie outbreak broke out at Burning Man, everybody at Burning Man would be a zombie, and then, like, how far can zombies walk before they die? Because there is nothing. Like, Black Rock City is bumfuck nowhere. Like, it's hills have eyes territory. Like, the closest gas station is 40 miles up the road, not the Burning Man road, like the road, and that's just a gas station. That's not even a town. And then you got to go even further. So like we'd have to forever to find food. There's not even animals out there. There is nothing. Nothing can live there. I mean, they say it on the Burning Man website like this will possibly be the most intense conditions you've ever experienced in your life. Nothing lives here. There are free cars out there. There's actually like houses on wheels and not house on wheels, but you know what I mean? Like those giant RVs that look like a house on wheel. I'm thinking about getting a group together to do the Bacchanal buffet in Vegas for TwitchCon. It's supposed to be the best. Oh, I would totally do that. Well, $90 a person? Okay. I want to do it so bad, but like I can barely eat like this much before I'm full. I want to do that so bad, but I feel like it'd be such a waste of money on me because I seriously, my eyes are huge. Like I'll load a plate and take one bite of everything, and then I'm like, "Oh, I'm full." I can't eat. I wish I could gorge. I have no ability to gorge. Literally, news report coming in. We're making shit up as normal, and then MTG Marjorie Taylor Greene like made everyone. She made a comment about the Ebola. I don't fucking know. I'm obviously the greatest, and you're allowed to think whatever you want as long as you agree with me. Zombie themed Burning Man, dude, that'd be sick. They can't walk forever. All right, then they'd find it eventually. Maybe if they took some of the shrimps. Oh my god, what if the shrimps involved themselves in like the evolution of the Burning Man zombies and we were all like zombie shrimp? I'd be into that. I'm cool with that. That's Lilac, I'm the exact same. I don't know, like, I am 6 feet tall. I should be able to eat a vast amount of food, but like, I'm a half a grilled cheese kind of girl, man. I feel, but I want to go. I'm gonna need you to start drinking nothing but chicken stock for the next month and expand that stomach. Dude, I'm just gonna start eating lettuce, like heads of lettuce, just crunchy water. I envy you for not being able to gorge. Really? Dude, it's the worst feeling. Like, imagine getting really excited for an event and then when you get there, it's closed. That's kind of what eating feels like for me, like most of the time. I get a cheeseburger and fries and I look at it and I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm so fucking hungry. I take 3 bites of the cheeseburger, 2 fries, and I'm like, I'm full. But I want it so bad. I'm like angry about it because I just feel so uncomfortably full, but I want to keep eating it because it tastes so good. Like the taste hasn't stopped. I don't know. It's very disappointing. I hate it so much. I wish the Quarion, I mean, I would try every single thing and probably want to die. MTG is a psychopath. Anybody hear anything more about Lauren getting or jerking people off in theaters and shit? Isn't your stomach only the size of your fist or something? You can expand your stomach. I mean, you can expand your stomach. You basically make your stomach more stretchy. But honestly, I think it's smaller. Like if it's empty, if your stomach's just empty, I think it might be smaller than your fist. It's pretty fucking small. It's just like you train it to expand. And then it also has to do with your torso. I'm a short torso, long-legged person. So like at literally half a cheeseburger and I feel like I can't breathe anymore. Because my torso's like, but we need lung space. And I'm like, have you ever like done this after eating? I do that after every meal. I can't eat much now that I'm on keto. I used to be able to destroy a buffet. I believe that. Keto is hardcore. Nothing new on Bobert. Per Bobert, it's because I'm dealing with a really rough divorce. That's why she has to jerk people off at Beetlejuice. Can we just leave Beetlejuice alone? Oh, Erican, dude. We watched the CCTV footage of her like walking out of the theater with her man and like giggling and whatever after they got kicked out. And I paused that on her boobies so many times. Like, what a waste of boobs on such an evil sack of shit. Turning into zombie shrimp, and once you're done eating people, you bury down into the playa. Oh my god, yes! We hibernate under the playa in like weird jelly cocoons that keep us moist during the dry season. Oh my god. It'd be like the descent. Lauren Boebert. I'm almost convinced they're implants. Like they just look obscene for her body shape. They're, I mean, in a wonderful way. We all love some titties, but like, damn. As an overeater who lacks self-control, I wish I could do that. Grass is always greener, right? Is that why I can't eat a ton short torso long legging? It's very, I mean, literally, if you think about it, it's not 100%, but like, look at your, like, so my rib ends right here, and then my hip is right there. So theoretically, this is all the room I've got for my stomach, but also I've got my kidneys in there and my intestines and shit. So like, if you just look at your body, like, it's pretty clear, I think. Like, yeah, there's very little room between lungs and organs and shit for whatever I'm trying to shove in there. I think so. It makes sense to me. Lizard Towel, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class alive, giving it any swings.
I fucking appreciate you. Thank you.
Why are the super hot people crazy far right? Because they can be. It's the David, do you remember? Oh god. Hold on. The the crazy hot matrix. It's horrifically chauvinistic, but like it kind of checks out sometimes. It's like a graph. And it's like the crazy and the hot meet. And if you find one that's hot and not crazy, it's a unicorn. And if it's crazy, like it's horrible, but also like I don't know, man. I think, like, it's kind of it sounds horrible to say, but, like, how do I put this? When you're pretty, you kinda get away with a lot more. It's kinda like being rich. You wanna live in a moist flesh cave? Like a vagina? Hold on. Found it. Okay, just acknowledging straight off the course, this is horribly chauvinistic. Like, this guy, if you didn't know about the crazy hot matrix, now you know why incels are incels, I guess. Yeah. There aren't many words for that piece of shit. Oh my god, Glut, did he just say trans women are perfect? Oh my god, can we spin this to make it better than the way he's trying to word it? This is a man who desperately tried to turn his own attachment problems into a scientific chart. What a wild cope. I think Glut may have just fucking solved the world. Hold on. I think literally Glut just saw something we did not perceive. I do not approve of that terminology, by the way. Is he writing? That's not a dude. That's a transgendered woman. They're using. I don't like him. I hope he has an innie. This woman has chin bones? Trans! I can always tell! Dude, you just gotta wonder, like, what the fuck hurt this person to make them so fucking hurtful themselves? Like, why? He said it almost as offensive as possible, but yeah, he's way into trans women. He literally just said trans women are perfect. They're perfect. Unless by dude, he's also talking about catfishing. Yeah. So now he's saying women can't be amazing unless they're a guy. Yeah. He's a piece of he's a piece of shit. I'd show you him again, but the fucking video's so old and so low quality. He's probably dead. Honestly, I'm not wishing this, but I'd put money that that guy died during the COVID nonsense because he tried ivermectin. Like, he probably jerks off to Joe Rogan's podcast. That's my guess. We cracked the code. This is it. This is his coming out video. I think we did it. Good job, Gled. Good fuck. I'm just impressed. I've seen this video for ages, and I've never put that together. I'm so fucking impressed right now. This video seems old as well. No excuse here. Oh, it's really old. Yeah, but I think his just in the few minutes, his personality seems like shit. He doesn't seem fun. The caucasity of it all, fucking whites. Who the fuck is this ass talking to, and why are they laughing? I know, and it's a woman. Did you realize it's a woman laughing? There's a woman laughing at what he's doing, which makes me wonder. Oh my god, wildly off topic, but can I get the scoop on the horse in the background? What horse? Okay, it's a really long, convoluted story. Do you know Letterkenny? If you don't know the show Letterkenny, basically there's a character that gets the child's birthday thrown for him every year, even though he's like in his mid-late 30s. And every year they get a horse and they dress it up like a pony and put a unicorn horn on it, and they force him to make, like, decorate cupcakes and play pin the tail on the donkey. And so one year for Zach's birthday, I did that. It's called the Super Soft Birthday. But now I just have a 6-foot horse in my house and I don't know what to do with it, so now it just lives here. We're all living in hell. It's fine. Don't be alarmed. That's literally it. It's so hard to explain though if you don't know what Letterkenny is. It's just bizarre. But literally, I just have a horse now. He's high on the crazy scale. Oh yeah. He needs a good therapist so he can be comfortable with his own sexuality. 100%. He just wants to be perfect. I hate that some of the most misogynistic people I've met are women. I hate that it's like older women. Like, in my family, at least, it tends to be like the matriarchs of our family, like the older, wise women who are just like, well, it's a well known fact that if you're born with a penis, you have more testosterone and you're just going to have an advantage. And I'm like, who are you? What's happening? You burnt your bras. It's really hard for me to conceptualize. Like 10 ply, bud. Seriously, super fucking soft.
I've had to invent a new word to describe it. Shitmungus.
Thank you for subbing to class, keeping the class alive, giving it a speak so fucking long, Tony. That made me pee a little. I appreciate you. Which guy are we talking about? We just watched this guy do this crazy hot matrix shit, and he's just a fucking piece of shit. Squirrely Dan explaining his date. She wanted to put something in my buttses. Tony.
75 months?
I have to pee. Fuck. I'm gonna give you guys a dope music video to watch with really good music while I pee. 'Cause I just have to pee so fucking bad I can't think straight, and literally almost peed a little bit when Tony resubbed just then. Not like it's not like I had one breakdown on stream, but like the breakdown of my sanity slowly was happening, and I streamed every day, and so my stream was like watching it, and I can so vividly remember we would just be playing a game or something, and I would just start crying. Nothing would instigate it. I would just start bawling my eyes out and start slamming my hands on my fist, going, "Why am I fucking crying? Why am I? What is wrong with me?" It was weird. I dropped like 70 pounds, couldn't eat, couldn't taste anything. It was wild. Went and got a therapist, got on meds. My stream, like, we talked about it every day because I was feeling weird all the time. And, like, it was an adventure, let me tell you. But ever since then, like, it's just become like, I don't know. A lot of people wrote me and were like, it really gave me a sense of peace to know that I'm not the only one who's like screaming inside or whatever. Like, just so many wonderful messages that I was like, you know what? I'm never going to let this drop. Like, I may be okay now. I'm medicated. I'm in therapy. Well, okay. You know, I'm in therapy and shit like that. But like, I don't think anybody should stop talking about mental health or stop talking about the neurospiciness of us, because I think everybody is a little neurospicy. It's just like those of us where our neurospiciness interrupt our daily activities, we need some help. You know, like when you can't taste food anymore, stuff like that. Like that's literally the bad shit. I'm trying to think, like, it's not the shit, it's like shit. You can play drum kit and bass guitar. Dude, lucky. Have you ever heard of El Estapario Stefan El Estapario oh god, what the fuck is his name? If you play drums and you haven't heard of this guy, I'm about to show you someone who will literally blow your dick off. Like, I am in awe of drums. I find drums to be so fucking cool. To share that with the community and then have that community grow stronger with you, that's rare on Twitch, man. Dude, I'll never say like we're the best community ever, or like flex on that. Like, you're my favorite, obviously. But it's very rare that you find a community like that is so transparent, I guess, about that stuff. And it's even nice. It's nice that I can come on stream and hang out with my friends and say, I'm feeling shitty for no reason. My hands are sweaty. And everyone's like, that's fine. Let's smoke pot and hang out. Like, no one's like, oh my God, what can I do? Because everybody knows exactly that you can do nothing. Like, we've all been there. There's nothing you can do except just be there. And that's so nice, because being around people that don't identify with those kind of feelings or have no idea what it's like to have your brain go against you, they want to help. And it's so hard to tell them, you literally can't, but I'm so appreciative of you trying. But you trying and failing repeatedly is making me feel like I'm now responsible for your trying to make me feel better. So now I'm going to fake being better to make you feel better. And we're just snowballing this thing. Just to be there. That's it. There ain't no fixing this shit. Like, we're not fixable. This is just who we are. Dude, right? Oh my God. I'm about to. You haven't heard? Oh my God. Madugami. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? This isn't him. Let me find a good one for you, because seriously, if you like drums, this is gonna. This guy was introduced to me very recently, and he literally, like, my dick fell off. He's so fucking talented. Oh, what would be a good first one? Oh God, he's got so many good ones. Does anybody have a suggestion for a first? If you were gonna show someone the first Estapario ever, pump up the jam, pump it up if you feel like something. There are many other amazing communities, Trouble, just not a ton. I feel like there's a lot of communities or streams out there that tout like this is a safe place, this is a blah, but like topics like that are ignored or off bounds. And I don't think making a topic like your mental status taboo is creating a safe place. But that's just me personally. A safe place to me is somewhere where I can say exactly how I'm feeling and no one's going to say like take it on as their responsibility or take it on as their fault or their guilt. I just want to say how I'm feeling. That's it. I know it's not fixable, but it's so hard with people that don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dude. SOD. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Can I just search on your page, please? I hate that I have to full screen YouTube to get the search bar to come up. System of a Down. This one. Okay. He also has great taste in music, in my opinion, this guy, but means, measure, or otherwise had the worst life in the world. But I've gone through some shit that is super similar to a lot of what serial killers go through that is then led to being the cause of why they're a serial killer, and I have no urge to kill people. And that part, brains, right? They're fascinating. They're so scary, so weird. It's the only organ in your body that named itself and is currently talking about itself in the third person. And the busting point and how a lot of these murderers go on trial and they're like, I just had two sides of myself and I had to give in and blah blah. I'm like, that's how I feel about eating two ding dongs instead of one ding dong. And these people are like, should I kill a person or all the persons? Like, what the fuck happened there? And that is curious. I'm just fascinated by it because it's so dark. It's so wild. It is a real movie, dude. I don't doubt it, man. They have everything out there. Criminal Minds was one of my favorites because they diagnosed what went wrong with people. Yep, I think that's the most interesting part. No urge to kill people yet. I mean, I think I've seen enough death in my lifetime that I'm like, I've got it out of my system. You know, it's like people who have parents that are cigarette smokers, heavy cigarette smokers. Those kids tend to not smoke because they just hate the smell and everything associated with it. Like, you know, I think I've got my fair share. Ding dongs. Dude, I love a good ding dong. Did you know they don't wrap them in foil anymore? Never thought about that. The brain talking about itself in third person. Weird, right? I mean, as far as we know, like facts are negligible, but as far as we know in terms of science, your brain is an organ that named itself and is talking about itself and conceptualizes itself, and I hate this. It just baffles me. There's a ghoulish giddiness out there over the violence of the crimes, which kind of sucks, but I also like understanding the psychology of the crime. Yeah, I feel like the crime itself is part of the psychology of it. So like, you know, like I'm not going to talk details cuz no one came here for true crime nastiness, but there's always like everything they do usually leads back to something or what have you, and that is fascinating to me because I look at childhood things and I'm like, yeah, my mom didn't let me have ding dongs as a child, so now I have a family size box in my refrigerator, and sometimes I'm like, two though. Whereas some people, their moms like wouldn't let them masturbate and like pluck their pubic hair or something to punish them because of Christianity or. By the way, the amount of true crime that involves Catholicism and Christianity is fucking astounding. Anyways, like, so they grow up and they're like, should I murder a whole family or just one or two? And you're like, oh God, something different happened there, you know? And it gets me. But usually the things that traumatize someone lead to the way they go on to traumatize someone else, even though it's a little twisted and more different, usually murder. Yeah, it's fucking wild. Just broke sobriety today, kind of upset over it, but little steps. Neither of my parents smoke though, so I guess there's that. Do you? Oh, you smoke? There's nothing wrong with that, dude. Everybody needs a sin. Your first problem is ring dings are superior to ding dongs. Wait, what's a ring? Is a ring ding the spiral? Honestly, they might be, Mishy. I have found as an adult, the only reason I truly enjoyed ding dongs as a child is they were wrapped in tinfoil, and I just really liked unwrapping them and having this little ball of tinfoil to then press into a little superiorly firm, perfect ball in the palm of my hand all day. And now that they're in plastic, I'm just kind of like, ding dongs, though. It's just not the same. Denial. Terrible thing. Huge river. Sheltered life is dangerous. It truly is. It'd be fucking wild. When I learned that Jeffrey Dahmer just wanted a mindless sex slave so he wouldn't have to be gay out in the world, it does. Yeah. When you look at the psychology of what Dahmer did, he didn't just drill holes into people's bodies and experiment with them. He was trying to make a gay lover that could never judge him and could never leave him because of his, like, oh, we won't go into it because it's dark as fuck, but man, it gets dark as fuck. My sin is snark. Is that a sin, though? Do you hear a voice in your head when you think, I hear my own voice when I think about things? I don't think I hear my own voice. No. I think it's more like pictures and flashes of emotion rather than words. Ding dong, dude, a ding dong, it's like a chocolate cake with a little bit of whipped cream in the middle covered in like a hard chocolate shell. And they're real small, like the size of the palm of your hand. It was like a childhood treat, man, and my mom, everything in our house when I was a kid was diet or fat-free or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we had none of that. So as an adult, I have firmly tasted every Hostess snack in existence. And I regularly have myself some Kraft macaroni and cheese because I can, and it has not hurt me in any way, shape, or form. Okay, hold on. This is another person who is allegedly a drum god, and I'm gonna look for a good song. Hold on. Oh my god! Lamb of God? Oh god, I already love her. Hold on. Dude, she does everything. What genre we want?
Did you
Amen,
take
Jade.
your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as
Names?
velvet.
Ooh, Two Big Boys. Loki and Bartleby. If you've seen that movie that you can't get anymore. Which is so stupid. Dogma. Oh, Madugami. So, like, probably a good 50% of the books behind me are either about true crime or about the history of poison or the history of, like, grave digging and bodies and where bodies go if you donate them to science and shit. And I've read a good amount of them on stream, but some people get really fucked up about it. And because there's so many triggers, you know, like there's a lot of like sexual assault and stuff like that in there. I'm convinced they put crack in Little Debbie and Hostess snack cakes. They totally do. No, there's something in there. There's something in there that truly makes you want another. They look like, oh, you already have a Loki, but oh my god. Okay, wait. Oh my god. You thought of something? Wait, what is it? What did you think? A drum queen, I'm saying. That's what we're getting, but she literally plays everything. But I mean, Madagami, I literally, for almost an entire year, every Sunday, for like 6 hours a day, we read the Bible. I wish that was a joke. It's behind me. That Bible is behind me. I was raised Catholic, unfortunately, and upon becoming highly gay and atheist, for lack of a better term, for what the fuck I am now, I was like, y'all, I kind of want to read this piece of shit so that when people come at me about it, because my whole family is very Catholic and loves to come at me about it, I have like the knowledge base to be like, you know, the words God and love are not in the same sentence until about 17 pages until the end of that book, the Bible. There's a whole chapter that features horse cum and penis size of horses. Like, these people, and we swear on this, like for weddings and shit, none of these people read this shit. And I'm kind of glad I did, but also it was horrible. Like we didn't have fun. Like it was funny. Some parts were funny, but there were parts where I was seriously just like, blah, 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 like droning on. But we did it. We did the whole thing right here every Sunday. And I mean, that's about as true crime as you fucking get. I don't think there's another book that involves as much genocide as the Bible. It's the sugar, which is more addictive than cocaine. That's true. Sadly, there's a chemical in cheese that acts like cocaine. Is that like the cheese that's in the cheese caves? You mean, dude? Sigh, right? I mean, that's my little sister's the same way. Zach, raised Catholic, total. I mean, and I'm not an atheist in terms of like I reject all spirituality and religion. Like I'm open to it. I'd love to believe in something like that, but, like, the white Arabian man in the sky who hates gays and women, I just doesn't really check out with me. So I ain't gonna buy into that shit. I'm good. Just doesn't like, organized religion has yet to prove itself a good idea to me. Yeah, Chronicle, right? Like, it just proved me wrong. Monogamy, that's my mom had us go to Catholic, like, what do they call it? Catholic preschool and Sunday school catechism. We did all that when we were kids until about a point where I asked why Jesus on the wall was white, and they called my mom to tattle on me, and my mom was like, "Oh God, you can't go there anymore." And I was like, "Okay." Catholic upbringing, solidarity. Did you also grow up with a weird, paralyzing fear of women until you realized how tasty they were? Because what the fuck? Life, though. Taking communion isn't in the Bible either. No, it's really not. It's an adaptation from Greek religions of the day. Isn't it like how they tried to, isn't it one of the, I can't think of the term for it, but it was basically like Christian missionaries would come in and be like, oh, look how similar our religions are. Like, God did the bread and the wine thing, and we can just like, and they kind of did it with, I think they did it in, oh my God, there's a religion expert there, Lizzie. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lizzie, on this, if you know. But that's how we got the cross with the circle in it up in Ireland. Is it was Christianity merging with like this paganistic sun god that they worshiped that was like a disc. And we've done that across cultures a lot, like integrated. I believe assimilation. Oh, 100% cider, yeah. Yeah. Easter as well. That's why we have the bunnies and stuff, right? And Eostra. Didn't it come from Eostra? Christmas with the tree. The tree was a pagan thing. And yeah, it was a way of being like, we can do things together. Yeah. Easter, no. Eostra, wasn't Eostra like a goddess? Correct me. European religions do what they do best. Steal and thieve. Steal, thieve, molest, guilt. Oestra. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but that's what I learned. I can't remember what culture that goddess comes from, but she was like a fertility goddess or something. After first communion, my parents didn't make me go anymore. That was enough to make my grandparents happy. Lucky. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Honestly, you're not really at risk in the Catholic Church unless you're a little boy. And I think I looked enough like a little girl that no one touched me. They weren't nice, but like I wasn't their flavor, you know what I'm saying? Hello, David. How are you, love? Oh, egg, estrogen. Oh shit. Nuh-uh. Oh, Southern Baptist. Oh, honey. Yeah. I dated a Baptist. That was a mistake. Just woke up from a nap in a very small nightie and ran to let in a repairman, so I'm a bit frazzled. Lizzie, you're totally cool. Like, don't worry about it. You just woke up. Get your we literally just have I brought up we were talking about true crime and someone said I would love if you talked about true crime on stream, and I'm like, I'm not opposed to setting up a day that's dedicated to it because, for instance, for an entire year we read the Bible on Sundays just so I could talk about it semi-intelligently when someone tries to come at me about it. Um like I can do the same for true crime stuff because I think it's really interesting, especially the psychology part of it. At least Easter's in the right time of year, unlike Christmas, which is entirely random and chosen to hit the pagan feast. Is it really? All Hallows Eve or All Saints Day? Yeah, All Saints Day, like, isn't in I believe in Mexico, it's still or in a lot of South America, Latin America specifically, I believe All Hallows Eve or All Saints Day, Dia de los Muertos is kind of a religious thing a little bit. My parents stopped making me go to church when we moved from Ohio to Georgia when I was 15. Lucky you. Ooh, I'll save it. Hold on. I've got so many fucking links up. It will probably take, I don't know. L. Raised Catholic. I'm sorry, my monitor keeps moving. Raised Catholic, but two of my sisters and I are complete atheists now. My other sister became a super strict Baptist. That sister took that whole like self-flagellation thing to a whole new level, huh? The guy who baptized me was whisked away to Ireland after a number of men and women came forward about abuse. Nuh-uh. And he wanted alone time that he never got, so that was neat to find out. kind of amazing. What? Christmas is a co-op of Yule. Yeah, I think we learned about Yule one year. Also, let's state this. I left the church once. Multiple people told me my father was dying was part of God's plan for me. That's gross. They said that your father dying was God's plan for you. Yes, I have rated Harry Horror Show and I actually follow them. I think we've rated him a couple times. My uber Catholic brother felt awful, and I went through this and actually apologized for the church as a whole to me. That is wild. That is what whiskeyed away. I mean, when seeing in Ireland and whiskey in the same sentence totally made sense. Come on. More agnostic than anything, but I also believe in astrophysics and electromagnetism, keeping the universe from falling apart. I say atheist just because I haven't been presented with like something as a whole picture that really makes sense to me, but I'm not opposed to any of it. I kind of think I'm more I don't know, spiritual, I guess, just because personal experience. But like, we were talking about death and shit earlier. I used to be a respiratory therapist, and if you were unaware, a respiratory therapist is the specialized nurse who takes care of life support machines, i.e. ventilators and stuff like that. So therefore, if someone goes on a life support machine and comes off of it, we're the one that unplugs Nana. So I did that for about 13 years of my life before y'all came into my life and I started streaming for a living. Thank you for that. So I've seen like thousands, I don't know, a lot of death. I've like had my hands on it, like so many. I cannot even quantify how often I have been present for death of all shapes and sizes in some capacity. And like 100% of the time, there is such a fucking, like, even you don't know that medical death has occurred and you feel it. Something is so distinctly different in the room when someone is alive versus when they are not anymore. Like there is a sense in your body that is just a shell. You're like, my humanity tells me that's just a shell now. There's nothing there to save. And literally 100% of the time. And I talked to other people in the same field or nurses who worked in critical care and stuff like that, and they all said they had the same similar feeling. Like it felt like someone left the room, but the door is closed. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the opposite of working in a birth center, which I also got to do for a while, where it's like all the doors are closed and there's 4 people, and then like they slice open a belly, and now there's 5 people, but none of the doors open, and like there's something weirdly feral in you that is aware of that, and it's fucking weird. And as a chemist, I know the theory of energy. You can never create, nor can you destroy. It has to go somewhere, and we are aware and appreciate that we are just a big old fucking juicy battery with wet bones. You're welcome. Always wet, which is crazy because dry as a bone. What the fuck? Anyways, where does it go? Like, where'd it go? It's like taking a brand new battery out of a pack, putting it in your remote, and then the remote doesn't work. It's like, where'd it go? It has to go somewhere. Like, that is a general rule in science that no one has disproved, that we kind of follow pretty strictly and has proved like profoundly reliable. But when it comes to the human wet juicy battery, it's like, where'd I go? Where'd it go? The electricity, like that's your heart has its own electric brain. That's why when you chop a chicken's head off, its body can run around for quite some time before it starves to death, because your heart will keep going regardless of whether or not your brain is working. Like, that is a lot of energy right there. Where does it go? I don't know. And it plagues me to this day. It plagues me. So that makes me think, I don't think there's an afterlife. Like, I think whatever it is dissipates into the world, and that's how the, circle of life continues, i.e. grass, cow, we, cow, blah, 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 blah. Honorary death duel at that point, my friend. Dude, yeah. That's they called us a lot of names. Nothing that cool, though. Religious studies theology student at secular... Oh, this is Lizzie's. I'm a religious studies theology student at a secular university, and my professors teach modules on religion, spirituality, and quantum physics. Science and faith aren't mutually exclusive. Amen. Not being facetious with that one. I don't like true crime. It's always horrible crimes, murders, and stuff. Nobody's ever covering gentleman crime like jewelry. Gentleman crime? Like jewelry heists or stealing a famous painting from a rich and immoral collector so that they get the map painted on the back and find a pirate treasure the map leads to. No, but we did learn about something called figging yesterday, where people would, like, peel a ginger root to look like a little penis and then put it in a slave's butt until it didn't hurt anymore, and then they would peel it some more and put it back in until it hurt more. That could be jewelry, right? I was raised Catholic, left after I got my confirmation. I only did that because it meant I got to choose a name. And now I say I'm agnostic because I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know if there's anything out there. I love that. I'm not smart enough to know. Yeah, I don't know shit. Same. I love that. Rules are meant to be broken. Are they? Your mom has a pacemaker? Dude, those are wild. I suggest the book The Art of Dying if you like to hear about stories of death and dying, especially experiences that loved ones and nurses have around those who have died. That might be on the shelf behind me. The Art of Dying. I think I've read it. I'll have to look for it. This is double stacked right now. It's kind of disgusting, and it's not on my only bookshelf. You know, a chicken named Mike lived 18 months with no head. What the fuck? How'd they feed it? That's insane. That's amazing. What? That's amazing. I think the energy transfers to bugs and other things. Oh, fainted fox. I didn't even think about it, but you're right. The moment that things aren't pumping anymore, that bacteria goes to work just breaking it down, right? You're right. It probably goes into the bacteria that break us down and turn us into fucking leaf litter. All I know is my word in the theology field is to help break down the institutional violence that traumatizes so many, ripping out the colonialist ground in which oppressive religious institutions are built. Fucking A. We escaped figging until we didn't. We never escaped figging. A little rude, but my opinion in science is a far shot from religion. The only reason they are not mutually exclusive is due to religion. Understanding people are moving away from it due to science and are embracing it to avoid it from falling out. I have no idea. I'm not doing either. What if the idea of an all-powerful God is just a tool devised by patriarchal authoritarians? I mean, I have a really hard time deciphering the difference between God, Jesus, whatever, and Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. It's just like the whole God one got out of hand. In my personal experience. Well, I don't know. None of us know, really, right? Hey, Katie, if Beetlejuice the musical ever comes back through Denver, y'all should try and see it. Dude, they're not letting me take my vape or jerk people off anymore. Fuck. Fuck. Like, what am I supposed to do with my titties and stuff if I can't just, like, handy everyone? There's cameras. We know this now. What is black pilled? Just don't get caught? I don't know how to do that. I get too into it. I start laughing hysterically when I touch penis. It's really weird. Just like, I just watched the Beetlejuice musical on a friend's cell phone with Korean subtitles. Nice. The Beetlejuice musical seems amazing. It just was expensive. Bree and I finished no prob. I mean, if all you have to do is like this, like, they could just think she's cold. Let's be real. To me, humans have always thinking about things is what makes us us. Humanity itself has not gotten smarter. Rather, our way to keep records and learn has gotten better. Yeah, I think there's something about intelligence, including also conceptualizing the passing of time. That is not my area of study in any way, shape, or form. But I think I've read that before, like, in terms of, like, judging, like, how smart an animal is when we're like, oh yeah, dolphins and pigs and rats are really smart. One of the main factors is, like, being able to sense the passing of time, as opposed to, dogs, it's like every 15 minutes is a new hell. The people who say that if it weren't for religion, there would be... Wait, bloop. My chat jumped. There would be nothing to keep people from murdering. Those are the people that terrify me. 100%. I've met real human beings who out loud have said things like, if it wasn't for the good book, I wouldn't be a good person. Or like, if it wasn't for the good book, I'd be in jail. And I'm just like, oh my God, you need therapy and maybe some in time. Because, this is the first step. You can admit it. But now, holy shit, what the fuck? And like, it is kind of it is ridiculous how many true crimes I listen to where like the person who is the true crimer hides in a religious organization, i.e. the leader of it, etc. BTK literally was like the leader of a religious organization and the Boy Scouts and shit. Fucking wild. Why is this chat so smart? Mogrins, it's crazy. If I mention I'm a respiratory therapist at least once or twice a day, it's like the people that are just like browsing will be like, oh my God, I'm a nurse. And then they chill. And so, like, by proxy, I end up attracting a lot of really smart fucking people and learning so much every day. This is why I'm tired all the time. Check that motherfucker's hard drive, right? Yeah. Zeke has a old theater kid, would have loved it. Oh, I'm sure. And I love Beetlejuice. That was like my first adult movie I ever saw. Did Zach tell you about there was a camp at Burning Man? It was a furry camp, but it was an exact, perfectly constructed replica of the whorehouse from Beetlejuice, but like life size. And instead of being Dante's Inferno, it was Dante's in furries in furry or something like that. It was incredible. I have pictures of it somewhere, but my phone is busted, so I'm waiting. My phone got delayed, by the way. I'm so pissed. Fucking FedEx. But I'm waiting for my new phone to get all my fucking pictures off of it. It was so. Did Zach have a picture of it? Okay, cool. He has one too. Oh my God. It was so. And literally the day we planned to go, because it was like not just their personal camp, it was a whole like walkthrough experience, and you could like talk to furries about the furry lifestyle, try out a furry. They would deck you out as a furry if you wanted to, any furry you want. It was really cool. That's the day the fucking rain hit. I was pissed because we passed it almost every day. It was right at the end of our little street, whatever the fuck. I was pissed. It was so cool. Some people just, I mean, I can't even conceptualize all the camps I passed anymore. Some of them didn't have a theme and were just like kind of absurd, like covered in pink flamingos and glowing pink cat eyes or something. And then some of them were just off the, like that, the Dante's Inferno. It was perfect. It was so good. And that was the one that had a vending machine outside of it that purportedly vended Bad Dragon dildos from this size to this size. And when you got close enough to it, it would scream, "Hey there, English cigarette / bundle of sticks," but like the word in like a really childish voice. And it was fucking funny. I laughed so hard, I walked by it as soon as I could. I think there might be an issue where in the brain their morals reside. Is it in the amygdala, far center, or in the frontal lobe? I think morals would be frontal lobe. Because I mean, if it's learned and not like instinctual, you know what I mean? And I think like a set of morals is probably learned. I don't think babies are born with the instinct not to hurt, but not necessarily the moral instinct. When the furries dedicate, they fucking mean it, and fucking do they deliver? Like some of the furry costume, like I don't want to say costumes, the fursuits out there. That's the word. When some of the fursuits out there were so fucking amazing, I would stop in my tracks on my way to see this like 12-foot piece of art and just stare at a person for 15 minutes because they just had all these interactive parts and they just looked so fucking cool. It didn't dispense any. That was the joke. Like you just got too close and it would scream bundle of sticks at you. I never got one. But with my luck, it would have been the huge one that I would do. I would make it like a coat hanger or something. Do any furries go out in a fursuit? Oh, tons of all varying fur suit types. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw full body fursuits. Some of the most impressive to me were I don't know how to describe it, so please excuse my stupid fucking mouth. But it was basically a mask, but it was an entire helmet headpiece, and it was a possum. Did I tell you guys about the possum at the Thunderdome? It's still one of the most impressive things. Like, it was life size and looked so fucking exactly like a possum. And she had some sort of trigger in this helmet mask that she could make its mouth clack. And it truly sounded like teeth, like gnashing. And it was it was literally walking art. Yes, the possum that destroyed their thighs. I saw another one that was similar, but it was like a deer skull. I think their outfit was like a deer god kind of thing, but it was like a deer skull and the jaw could clack and it sounded like bones clacking. I mean, it was just a full experience. But yeah, I mean, most people didn't wear like full on like again, excuse my stupid mouth, like mascot style fursuits because it's like 120 bajillion degrees out there most of the time. But at nighttime, it's a common thing to hear people say, "Oh, let me go grab my furs." Like everybody on the playa because it's a desert, so in the day it's 120, but at night it's like 35 degrees. So people go from thongs and or just butt ass naked to winter gear within 10 minutes. So everybody has some form of really cheap, scraggly thrift store fake fur jacket, and that's when the furries get fucking down. Like that's when the fursuits come out on fleek. Like the nighttime because they can do anything. They don't need all the internal fans. It's so fucking cold and windy out there. I'm assuming the perfect environment. So you see them like I saw one. I believe they were a deer, like some sort of deer, some sort of hoofed furry, but they had those kind of stilt shoes that made their leg actually look like a deer leg. If you know what I'm talking about, it's basically a shoe, but it goes all the way up to their knee and it like creates that heel bend. And it quite literally looks like they're just walking around on fucking hooves. It is wild. They construct everything by hand, like it's all art. And it's pretty cool to watch. Yes, the one that was beating ass, still one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. One of those friends doing the haunted hopus makes fursuits for a living. Oh, dude, they're incredible. And I mean, if you put effort and time and the passion into making fursuits, I mean, people in our community are furries, and they've shown me what they cost. They can be upwards of $5,000 for like a legit full fucking fursuit, and they are sick, like fucking sick. The horse feet shoes are amazing. Like it doesn't look like you should be able to walk, but they totally do. Crinklers, the fuck is that? Our conception. Oh God, we were going back to conception. We went back to religion. Rewind. Womp womp. If anybody remembers, our conception of religion as an institution has been massively imperialized from colonialism. It is deliberately controlling and deliberately violent as a result from Western colonialism. Many sacred texts were written without the lens we read them are taught them today. The church is deliberately built on corpses. Literally. The guy who baptized me is now a bishop involved in a sex scandal. Oh my God. Lizzie and Mogrins, you have this in common. Are you guys like, wait, are you Eskimo? Are you Eskimo siblings now? If you're both baptized by a molesty and both like hella gay, are we seeing a trend? Oh my God, I wonder if the priest that he died, I don't know if he molested, but like, I'm just saying, like, that's too confirmed. I'm just saying, like, the gay priests might be literally making little lesbians and they have no idea what they're doing. This is incredible. Sorry, let me continue. The guy who baptized me, Lizzie, is now a bishop involved in a sex scandal. The archbishop is covering up while they are decked in gold during the king's coronation, passing him stolen diamonds. That made my asshole crawl back inside of my body. Dude, no shit. I mean, who am I? I suck all the things. Maybe my priest that baptized me was just like a little molesty or something. I don't know. we all have to be honest. It's only dangerous in the Catholic Church if you have a penis. They don't really give a fuck about us, but like just as bad. Oh my God, we're gonna have the handiest world ever. My guy might not have molested, but he's covering up for a guy who is definitely molesting. And he funneled young, vulnerable children into the molested person's hand. Okay, that's like on par, if not worse, right? Fuck that guy. Fuck that. Not in the cool way. You know what I mean. That person, though, trash. To the bin. Yeeted. Yeeted. Absolutely not. That is, yeah. Equally bad, if not fucking worse, right? I'm not totally off. Like, that's fucking disgusting. Your guys worse than mine. Are do we win this? Is this something you can win? I do not. I have a really, really hard time reading about and or watching any sort of true crime that has to do with kids getting molested or something. Ugh, it's just so gross. I definitely know someone who unfortunately was subjected to conversion camp. Nah, like pray the gay away shit when he was in high school, but then remembered he was gay in college. What? Like, he was adequately brainwashed for a period of time? And knows? That is fucked. Yeah, was there, like, do you know how they like, "Oh, I'm gay again?" I never had a moment like that. I was taught to implicitly fear women, like, exclusively fear them because my mom was so scared any of her daughters would be gay. So, like, I didn't have a female friendship until I was an adult, and then I was like, "Yummy," and, that was over with. But, like, just waking I mean, holy fuck, I would be so angry. Let's all compare a molesty priest. The priest that baptized me was actually truly Irish, but in the Americas. He had the accent and all that, so my nana was obsessed with him. And he baptized most of my siblings, except my little sister Sarah. I don't know if he was ever. I mean, though, you can look at the statistics and like look at there's probably a stat for it. I don't fucking know. I know brainwashing does work. It's so scary. I know there's parents in chat. And I'm not a parent. This is why I ask. Can you ever fathom putting your beautiful, perfect child's insanely impressionable brain into the hands of anyone else, let alone that? Like, on purpose? Like, take this baby sponge and make sure it won't love. Holy shit. Oh man, Lizzie, we would never. I mean, that's the horrible part, right? There's always good people out there. Anyone who helps groom children for real predators are worse. I kind of think so as well, but I don't know. It's hard to even put that on a scale. They're evil. Like, it's the epitome of. To be frank, women can be quite scary in my experience. For most of my life, the workplace backstabbing by women was unreal. Like, bitch, we're on the same team. Oh, Miri hard. I don't know what it is. I've thought about that. I think I read a book on it when I was in college or something like that. Like, the way that, like, women, we're raised to just be competitive with each other now. And I think now I feel like I myself feel I've done a lot better at, like, expressing friend intimacy to my female friends and not feeling afraid. Like, whereas there was a long time in my life where I was just like, I'm not gonna have a friend that's a female. Like, females scare the fuck out of me. I was so scared of women because of that shit. Like, I would make a female friend and they would talk shit to me about someone else, and I would just implicitly like, what's stopping you from talking shit about me? I don't want to be friends with you, you piece of shit. And I was just terrified. Like, as I've gotten older, I feel a lot more comfortable reaching out and becoming friends with females, but holy shit. Like, I was definitely that girl that has become the meme. All my friends are dudes. I don't know why. I knew why. Bitches be scary. They are tasty and pretty, but oh my god, they'll slit your throat with their brain. Scary. I'm one, I get it, but like, ooh. See, now I'm not advertising for drugs, but for kids, but growing up, the worst thing that could happen to us was drugs. I'd rather kids trip than went to an evangelical church. Amen. Amen and hallelujah. I think we're 100% waking up to it, Mishy. Yeah. And I think this is just personal like experience. I think the internet is helping a lot of that because the internet has expanded our reach to each other on a scope that is just unimaginable. It's huge. So instead of just like crying in a dressing room because nothing fits all the time, we can chat like this and be like, I'm 6 foot, you're 5 foot, nothing fits you either. Nothing fits me. So that means nothing fits fucking anyone. What the fuck? Whereas both of us before, we could have a conversation like that and even be in contact because, like, when the fuck, it would be like, everything out there is for the other size or the other shape of me or the other height of me or the smaller shoe or something. You would just blame it on that. Like, everybody must be that size because either my size is gone or it doesn't exist and I'm just fat and ugly and I don't fit anything. But now we all kind of like want pockets. Exactly. We just want pockets. I mean, it's any size sucks. Any size. I honestly chronicle. So I've read a lot of like fashion history books and listened to a lot of podcasts. I don't know everything, but what most people agree and like have led me to understand is that literally the mannequin, like the basic measurements that almost all clothes are made from, like all clothes that you and I can afford are made from, is a mannequin from like the 1800s sometime that was shorter and just built different because we are growing as a species. We have changed. We've gotten taller. We've gotten weirder, lankier, whatever, but clothes are still made to that. And what campaigning and marketing and modeling do is try to convince us that our bodies are wrong and that we should be fitting clothes. It's so fucked up. Nothing fits anyone. Nothing fits anyone. I mean, there's like a handful of stock bitches out there and they're not happy either. Like, no one's happy. Cider's amazing. I really like cider, and it's pretty decently priced. It's not the best quality clothes in the entire world, but it's not like, I don't think it's been outed as like a Shein yet or something like that. A dress with pockets is the most glamorous thing this lady can wear. Hard fucking amen. Yeah. Or, I mean, I have been, like, this sweater, I was gonna say I don't have any pockets. This sweater has pockets, but they're the type of really sad half, like, it doesn't even fit my whole hand. My fingers are touching the zipper. It doesn't fit my pathetically broken half phone. Like, this is what they do to us. Please don't taunt me with your half pocket. Just give me a fucking pocket. Don't get me started on pockets! I'm a bit afraid of dating someone these days as I can get fucked over if I'm with the wrong person. Though I'm also a shut-in. I mean, I'm a shut-in too. I totally get it. Literally getting to know anyone and be vulnerable with literally anyone is going to be a risk. We had bra burnings. We need pocket cuttings. Oh my God. Can you imagine? If we should all just start sewing pockets in the outside of our clothes and fucking up the silhouette of literally anything ever. Just like 2 sacks off of the sides of our butts. Good afternoon, Viper. I love you. How are you? The cutest thing a girl can do when you compliment their dress is for them to light up and go, it has pockets. I'm not kidding you. I just said this exact thing to Zach the other day because I was bitching about something of mine not having pockets, of course. And he was like, nothing of yours has pockets. Aren't you used to it? And I was like, babe, if you ever see one female compliment another, that's code for, does it have pockets? And the female being complimented will then exclaim, it has pockets! Or, yeah, but like, there's no fucking pockets. It's code. I don't give a fuck about anything. Like, it could literally be the print of my Nana's, like, cigarette-stained couch. If it had pockets, I'd be like, oh my God, look! Because holy shit. Amazing! It's so rare. I mean, and the fact that there's fake pockets is literally just dear universe. What the fuck? Sincerely me. Shit, and what? You're literally putting in the effort. Just do the stitch, for fuck's sake. Fake pockets can get fucked. Yeah, it's literally a joke. It's a cruel joke. Remember when the only place you could get skirts with pockets was Hot Topic because they had skirts marked to boys? Yes. You literally get the extra, extra, extra small kilt skirt with pockets. Ooh. Thank you so much for subbing to the class. Keeping the class alive and giving an instance for 32 fucking months, Mel. I appreciate you. Don't forget your Prime subs. What the fuck did I enter into your bar? We're just bitching. I don't know. I think we're just in general bitching at this point. Chronicle, I've tried that, and I have never found men's pants that fit my body in any way, shape, or form. They just, like, they truly don't fit. Like, they're meant for a straight, no-ass thing. And, like, girl got ass. There's just nothing. It doesn't exist. I really wish. I wish! Oversized sleep pockets with PJs. Oh my God. I love a good hoodie that goes to my knees with a gigantic pocket. Viper, because it's not. So literally, Zach's little brother is in the fashion industry, i.e., he makes clothes like for a brand. He has his own brand and shit like that in LA. He's like, whatever. Literally, like, whatever. But I asked him because he's in the industry. He went to school for this. And he told me that it's quite literally because if they give a female a pocket, I could then potentially utilize said pocket by putting something in it and destroy the silhouette that they intend me to have with their clothes on. So by eliminating pockets, I can no longer fuck up that silhouette by using a fucking pocket. No shit. That's it. Your silhouette can get fucked. This is what I live with now. Now it just looks like I have breast cancer. Thanks, universe. Love you for that. Men's sizing for women pants would be great if they included like different hip size option. Yep, they'd need like hip, thigh, and ass. Because your hip, like if you're built like me, my hip bone is not the widest part of my body. My ass is. I'm like one of those fat thighed people. Whereas some people, their ass is where their hips are. So that might be the widest part of their body. Some people might have no ass and lots of hips, like violin hips. Beautiful. Oh, finger licking good. Fucking different measurements. Like you'd need so many different measurements because the variation of curves and because our clothes are tight. Like that's a huge like if I was to wear men's jeans the way men wear them, they would be so fucking baggy. Like I would look like I was wearing Jinkos circa 1994, you know what I'm saying? It would be obscene. Like I'm like I think I wear like a 29 in men's. I'd be like a 39 or a 40 or whatever just to accommodate for the straight line off the ass. Cuz ass. No offense frog butts, but ass. I know. We fucked the silhouette up with a purse or whatever. I don't carry a purse because fuck that shit. But like, we're gonna fuck it up regardless. Margaret's right. It all comes down to just another level of control. And like, the more little things that they can get us to accept, the more they can get us to mindlessly accept big things like going back on Roe versus Wade, etc. It's all part of the fucked up plan. Not our plan, their plan. I used to keep everything in my bra. I'd find small dude. Hard same. It's kind of why I stopped wearing like any sort of bra with underwire. I wear exclusively like bralettes, I guess is what they're called now. They're just sports bras with no support. I just wear those, but I was like, "Oh my god, this is just a pocket. It's just a pocket. I can carry my world in here. This is great." Yep, Mishy, I stopped wearing denim as a whole simply because I feel like any jeans I wore that didn't go up to my nipples, if I bent over, it was just insta ass crack and or whale tail. No matter what, if I breathed funny, it was insta ass crack or whale tail. Simply because I have ass and denim does not pull. Nowadays, I hear they have enough stretch, but everything is mid-rise or high-rise. And as someone with no waist to 6 feet tall, it makes me look like a pregnant mom. Which I am not. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just don't want to false advertise, you know what I'm saying? That's a kink for some people, and I'm just not that. Sports bras are everything. I have a couple like underwire bras that I've used for costumes or like cosplay shit. And every time I put one on, it's like, I'm almost excited. I'm like, God, it's been a while since I like let these ladies stand out and I put it on and within 5 minutes I'm like, I hate this life and I don't want to be here anymore. Why does everything hurt? Is the blood being cut off? I can't breathe. Shit. Oh my god, some of the convenience stores here have signs at the registers, no boob or sock money. Where the fuck do I keep I'm gonna pull it onto my pussy. Does it say no pussy money? Because I'll do it. Show me the pocket, motherfucker. The answer is again and always buy high quality and find a tailor and get your stuff fitted. It's not that expensive. Your clothes will last longer, fit better, and it's better for the environment. I agree. I have never found a tailor that is like, and this is just because tailoring in wherever I've lived in the U.S. isn't very common. There ain't a lot of tailors out there. And so every time I've bought something that I'm like, oh man, like this is worth tailoring, the tailoring is twice the price of the garment itself. Because they just don't have tons of business. So of course they gotta charge to make a living. I totally get it, but I just don't roll that way. I don't roll. I don't roll, man. I'm not rich. So I've done it for a few items and I'm like, this is like a dress I'm going to have for the rest of my fucking life. I love it. I'm gonna do it. Like, I've done it once or twice, and it's great, but holy shit, it's hard to commit to, especially if I don't know if, everyone experiences this, but my body fluctuates like a fucking river. I mean, just around the river bend, like, with just swelling with water and stuff, and all the female-y hormone I think humans do this, just hormones make us swell and stuff. So, clothes, like, don't one thing can literally not fit one day because it's so loose, and the next day be too tight because I sniffed peanut butter. So it's really hard to commit to one, an expensive garment, and one and B. Yeah, that's exactly it, Katie. You definitely need more drugs. And B, then paying 3 times essentially the cost of the garment to get it tailored because like 30% of my life it might fit, which is so stupid, but that's like I'm pretty sure if you have or were born with assigned at birth female, you can fluctuate up to 12 pounds a day just in water weight. And depending on your genetics, oh, there's my ashtray. Depending on your genetics and shit like that, that'll dictate where that water is stored. So whether it's your face or your gut or your legs or your ass or whatever, post salty food, anything like Chinese food or pizza. Like, thankfully, I drank a shit ton of water before I went to bed last night. Otherwise, I would feel puffy as fuck. But yeah, it's wild. Like, I have rings that some days, if I talk to these 2 rings are all I ever wear. They're 2 Claudas my little sister got me in Ireland. I don't wear jewelry really. But there are some days where if I talk too animatedly, they will fling off my hand and just hit a wall because they're so loose. And there are some days like today where I can't get them off. But I didn't gain any weight. Not that I'm aware, like, I don't feel it, and it's just you know what I mean? It's hard, and I don't know if everybody experiences that, but I assume so because everybody's got hormones. Yep, your cycle has a lot to do with it. If your clothes have a side seam and belt, it's not too difficult to add a pocket. It's not. It's just, like, I shouldn't have to if everybody else gets a pocket,
That bitch,
you know?
and when I mean bitch, I mean the most wonderful person in the world,
Exactly, Fox.
ClassyKatie.
Yep. Yep, you fluctuate constantly. Ovulating, premenstrual, menstrual, postmenstrual. Did you eat salt? Happy months, Eliza! Dude, cheers. Hold on, what strain is this? Oh, this is Skittles or something? Z cubed. Oh. Cheers, Eliza. Thank you so much for all the months. I appreciate you and love you and miss you. I was thinking about you this morning. I miss you all the time. Cheers. Oh my god, Kona, isn't that the fucking worst? You know what gets me in relation? So what Kona said was, naked, like, oh, I look okay, and then I put pants on. It looks like I'm pregnant when I'm not. Like, hard same. You're just like, what happened in those 15 seconds that I put pants on? What kills me is that, at least for me personally, my hormonal fluctuations, i.e., cycle with the moon and all that bullshit, because I'm a fucking creature of the earth and space and time and what I'm a goddess. Fucking suck it. Um, if I'm trying to think of how it usually goes. So usually the week before my moon is between 2 rivers, or I drop chunks of dead baby on my pussy, play zone, woo! That week, I'm like a fucking rabbit in heat. Like, I'm humping everything all the time and I can't stop and I just want to fuck all the time. And then the week directly after my period, I see myself in the mirror as fatter, bloated, more pimples, ugly, receding hairline. Like, I've literally questioned that. Like, the tank in hormones the week after my period is so violent. I cannot look at myself in a mirror without violently hating what I see. But I have done the experiment where I take a picture of myself in the exact same outfit in a week's time, and I look exactly the same. It's all up here. I hate how crazy I am so much. It's all here. Dude, I think I told you this, Eliza. I learned that a person who doesn't have like diagnosed ADHD, i.e., like they're actually neurochemically imbalanced, their like serotonin and all the happy chemicals, they drop around 30% the week before and during their period, which is why we tend to get really depressed and cranky and don't want anyone to touch us and we want to eat lots of chocolate and lots of caffeine because it gives us a jolt. A person with ADHD's, we're already 30% down, so we drop an extra like 40%. So we're running on like fucking fumes of the literal neurochemicals that help us function as a human being the week of and before. It is fucked up. Like the science of it makes so much sense, but it's so like kind of damning because like no doctor is going to be like, all right, so here's your milligrams of your Adderall for these weeks, and the week before your period, these are your milligrams. And like no one's going to do that. They're going to be like, here's your 10 milligrams a day. Good luck. Like you're just going to be fucked. Always got bars of dark chocolate in my freezer for the quick dopamines. Me too. I have to. Like I have always have dark chocolate chips at least. The rejection sensitive dysphoria is wild pre-enduring. It's fucking insane because there's physically nothing different. My brain is seeing something different or choosing to see it in a negative light, and that is so fucked to me. Something I learned recently that blew my mind, that the fucking gravity of the moon affects AFAB people's cycles. We are literally connected to the gravity of the moon, not dissimilar to the tides of the ocean. I know. It's pretty insane. Like, was it this year, Lizzie? I can't remember if it was this year or if it was late last year, but there was this insane moon. Like, there was this moment where the moon was way closer to the Earth than it's ever been, and like the moon was huge, and everybody was like getting on their period either way early or way late for some reason. It was the fucking literal gravity of the moon yanked our menses out of our bodies. That is insane. Like, that still blows my mind, and I do it. Space. We are Sailor Moon. We are all Sailor Moon. The mouse killer. Hello, ma'am. Do you have something to say? No. She's killed 3 mice in the past week. I'm glad she's doing it, but like, damn, it's gross. The supermoon in February, was that it? Our body's 75% water, so it makes sense we follow the moon. No, 100% it does. It's just still wild to me. I'm convinced I'm perimenopausal and my cycles are going wacky. This past month, my boobs are going crazy, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I didn't have a cycle for 2 months. What is perimenopausal, like, just early? Speaking of earthy goddesses, the Huntress arrives. Hello, Matt. Ma'am, what? She'll slap you until you pet her like she needs it. She's very aggressive with her love. She kind of, I mean, she has those eyes, right? They're kind of like bloodshot and crazy. When her hair grows out, she literally has diamonds. She looks very much like Harley Quinn. She has like, ma'am, let me look at your face. She has diamonds around her eyes. You look crazy. It's fun to be fucked with, huh? Yes, ma'am. I know. Mom, stop with my nose. Trixie knows you can't do that. She has a different face. Even though they're twins, she has this, like, insanely disconnected nose that I can... that I waggle, and I don't know if she hates it, but I do it. You got a real wiggly nose, baby girl. Sorry. She's like, okay. She gives up. Cheers for me. I don't do it over my dogs. They honestly, I think she likes it. I don't know. She can't hate it if she's like sticking around. You do kind of look crackheady today, baby girl. How you feeling? You need to go potty? I gotta pee. Please don't push on my bladder. I should have named you, what is it, Diana? Diana's the Roman version. Why do I always forget her name? The Greek goddess of the hunt. Nope, the Greek goddess of the hunt. You'll know it. I'm just blanking on it. Artemis! 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 I should have named her Artemis because she totes is. She's just like this fierce woman who hates men and attacks her brother and humps him. She is definitely the dominant. She humps her brother all the time. And she's the killer. That mouth. That mouth right there. Killed a few rodents in the past week in our yard. You're a killer. You're very cute for a killer. You and your little roses collar. Demeter, I think, is Demeter the mom of Persephone? I mix up their names sometimes because there's the Roman version and there's the Greek version. It's literally just a picture of the cat having a pickle. Okay, that's kind of precious though. Right? She has a bloody, look at that. I mean, if you were a mouse, you'd be like, yeah, I trust that. I trust that little floof. Goddess of the harvest. Boom. There you go. There you go. Harvest, agriculture, health, birth, marriage. Apparently, she was Ceres in Roman. Ceres? Interesting. I didn't know that. Who was Persephone in Roman? Or did the Romans even take over Persephone, I wonder? When I was a kid, my little Boston Terrier would bring my giant lab dead moles and put them in his food bowl. Oh my God. They were sacrifices to his god. That is hilarious. That's precious. Lore Olympus was cute until they started making it pay for. I used to follow it on Instagram. I thought Marriage and Birth was Hera too, but they might, honestly, there's a lot of crossover. Like, they could be both. Like, yeses. The reason why Demeter's powers are icy is Hades is because when Persephone's in the underworld, it's winter. Oh. So it's basically the powers of the seasons, kind of. Oh, it's free, but do you have to pay for webtoons? Oh man, that's how long it's been. Because it was on Instagram for a while, and then they like made it a paid-for webcomic, and I was like, I'm poor, sorry. But that was a really long time ago, so maybe if it's all out, you can just read it now. That's on me then. I didn't know. It's just been a while. Hera's marriage, women, family, and childbirth too. There you go. Which is funny, because wasn't Hera like, didn't she hate kids and kind of like try to murder all of Zeus's other kids? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think she did. At least that's what she did to... I don't know. Oh, well, her husband was Zeus, right? He was out there, like, turning into animals and raping people all the time. We all have a little baggage. It's fine. Yeah, but Zeus's baggage goes moo. Yeah. Oh my God. You're in Australia? Dude, it's 4 a.m. Holy shit, do you normally stay up this late? I actually have a few friends in Australia who are like night shifters or just like night creatures who hang out who have been here for years. It's pretty wild. Kind of cool though. That's kind of the perk of being an internet person is you get to, I literally know people from almost every single corner of the earth. It's pretty cool. I'm trying to pick a video from this chick you gave me. She has so many good ones. It's hard. This is really hard, but I'm gonna do... Dude, how? She does System of a Down Toxicity. We could listen to her version. I'm going to write down, thank you for reminding me. I was going to write down, look for it on Webtoons, because I really liked just the art style of it. I thought it was very cool. And I followed them for ages. There is a pen. My pen is black. Terrible idea. There it is. You know what's really hard? Bones. Desk. Couldn't even think of a funny dick. Webtoons. What is it called again? Like, what's the actual series called? I've just completely blanked. Lore Olympus, thank you. Poif. Blessed be. I kind of do the same. I feel like, I don't know if you're the same. I feel like even though there's all this science and shit that's like, you need at least 8 hours a night. If I get 8 hours of sleep. I feel like I overslept and I am groggy. Really groggy. I feel like 6 hours is a super good sweet spot. Ooh, I love that song. Hold on. Okay. I have to pick one. Okay. I picked one totally off. This is the other drummer I wanted to look at real quick. Well, not real quick, but you know. Dope drummer that was shared. Oh God, where's the music coming from? Oh no. Oh, please don't. Please don't autoplay. Thank you so much. Does she do like her own rendition or does she do a cover? Found it. I have so many links. Oh my God. Okay. Between 7 and 8. Yeah, 8 or over, and I'm just grogged. I'm like, bleh. My sweet spot's usually 7 and 8. Between 7 and 8, yeah. From what I've heard, sleep, people need different amounts of it. I truly believe that. I don't think there's a one fits all. We're too unique. I didn't sleep last night. I work from home, product support. Oh, shit. So do you find it you just don't sleep sometimes? Oh, I'm not discarding it. It's still in there. I mean, I personally want to watch it, even if we don't get to it today. Oh my God, my computer did something weird. Oh God. Amen on that one. I gotta clean up some links because we got a lot, and I'm afraid they're gonna crash. I don't want to lose them. Subscribe. I subscribed. It'll probably make me subscribe 10 times more because that's what it always does. But like, it's there. We're there for it. Okay, we got that one. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, what the? You guys have sent me the weirdest shit. Like the fucking I found the Xbox thing just like auto played itself. That's why it wasn't queuing up, motherfucker. Motherfucker. Me too. I love it. I love watching a musician's whole body into it. Even if like, their whole body isn't like required to play drum. Like, you know how her head's into it and her whole like torso? I don't know. There's something about that, the passion of it. I just love it. It's Champagne. There's a guy who plays sax mic'd up every hole on his sax. Ooh, I wonder if it sounds more like what the person playing the sax hears. You know? I wonder. On the topic of Blu-ray players. So when I was in elementary school, like I have 8 siblings, and it like we were all wearing hand-me-downs and looked poor. I don't know any other way to say it. It was very obvious. Like, you know what, you know. And so we were like bullied for it and shit like that. And I had a really good friend whose father was a dermatologist, and they were fucking loaded. And I remember when we were literally like 4th or 5th grade. I don't know how old you are, but I remember what teacher we had. We were 4th or 5th grade. Same teacher for both. Don't worry about it. And we came back from Christmas break, and like me and all my girlfriends in like 4th or 5th grade or whatever, me and all my friends were sitting around eating our little PB&Js, talking about what we all got for Christmas if we celebrated Christmas. And this girl straight up said, like, I can't tell you guys what you got because you'd all be so jealous. You wouldn't want to be my friend anymore. And it was a fucking Blu-ray player. Because I went home and told my mom this. I'm like, what the fuck could she have gotten for Christmas that would literally make me so mad I don't want to be friends with her as a 4th or 5th grader? And my mom, like, her dad was my mom's dermatologist. And so my mom went and got a dermatology appointment and went and talked to her dad. And her dad was like, we got the family a Blu-ray player. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with my daughter. Crazy. Crazy. Anyways. Do you guys think the cloud's gonna grow that big? No shit, PC Builder planned for the upgrades? That's fucking smart. Why? Why? Shh. Nothing happened. Please. Thank you. You kind souls. On the topic of iPhones, like it's on topic, but like no shit. I was just talking to Zach about this the other night. Like there is a population of people who buy a brand new iPhone every year, and I didn't know this. What the fuck is different, and how do you afford that? I get well, not how do you afford that? You're prioritizing. Like that's not my business. But like, is there anything that different that it's worth working into your like for the price of an iPhone, you could get a flight to England. I don't know. It's crazy. Cheers. Does it get that much better? Do like people notice? Do people comment? I don't know. I'm just genuine. It just seems so crazy. I didn't know that this was the thing, like getting a brand new iPhone every single year, but like pushes this new phone thing. I didn't know they changed enough for it to really justify. But when you sell your iPhone back, you get 600, which brings the cost. So if you're doing trade-ins, I completely understand that because I mean that's essentially what I just did. I'm getting like that the S23 Ultra, whatever, something, something, something. But I'm getting it for like $400 because I traded in my phone and there was a huge ass rebate. Like that's the way to go. But some people don't do that, and I just don't like. Like the OS, for instance, is exactly the same no matter what iPhone you have if you're updating your iPhone, right? So it's just the physical feel of it. I'm just curious because like phones just update the OS constantly. The parts, like, do they affect the function? I guess the functionality. Does the functionality of the phone crap out in 365 days so bad that like the new parts are worth it? I don't know. I'm genuinely asking. I'm from the brick age. Is it slowing down because it's aging it's actually aged, or is it slowing down because of that planned obsolescence bullshit? Mostly the cameras. I understand if it's a huge leap in camera. Most iPhones aren't bought outright. People are just paying $30 a month for the rest of their life, and they're getting a new phone every year. That's how much it costs per month if you buy a new iPhone and finance it with no interest. $30 for the rest of your year. So is it kind of like getting a brand new car and trading it in every year for the new model? People totally accept that they're losing 10 grand off the lot because they're just going to go trade it in and they accept paying a car payment forever. Whoa. Okay. Nope. I get it. Boom. That's all I needed. I grew up with a bunch of grease monkeys. I just needed a different reference. That makes sense. I mean, it doesn't. It's ridiculous, but like, cheers. A little quail egg, you can like bloop up there if you get a little yeasty. You know, you can prevent the yeasties if you're on like antibiotics or otherwise things that can cause that. Just have some fermented foods, like a daily yogurt, maybe some pickles, a probiotic. You don't have to go yeasty. Vagisil. Fallout fans are some of the most. What's the opposite of fair weather fan? I don't know the opposite. Like everyone I know that fucking loves Fallout, and so little can truly disappoint them to the point of leaving the franchise or fucking it. Loyal, diehard. Thank you. Yeah, like in a good way, like not in like a mean way. Like you know, there's some people out there that are obsessively play certain games and they're mean about it. Like they're mean to each other about it, and they like gatekeep bullshit. Fallout fans are hard Fallout fans, man. Whereas, like, Elder Scrolls fans, man, come and go. We're flitty. We're whatever. It's whatever. But Fallout fans are forever. I feel like fucking them over is why. I guess that's all I was going with that. Why? I will bludgeon Todd Howard for Elder Scrolls 6. He's very small, and I think it would be easy. Oh, yeah, I've listened to the Skyrim low beats. They're actually dope. My husband is an asshole Fallout fan. He's like, New Vegas or it's shit. Okay, real talk, though. New Vegas was the best Fallout game. Like, fist bumps to your hubs. Still my favorite. That doesn't mean all the other games were terrible, though. I still enjoyed them and played them. But, like, New Vegas stories stuck with me and was the best, in my opinion. Work update. My boss got the exception for myself. I'll remain in my current department under it and we'll pick some new tasks. Oh my God, I am so fucking happy for you. Drink some water and eat like a pickle or something. Seriously, Slurm, like coming from a medical standpoint, the dump of cortisol and stress hormone in your bloodstream right now could make you feel a little faint and give you the shakes. giving yourself just an extra boost of some electrolytes, maybe some fucking like Gatorade or something. I've been there, and you can literally like get all shaky and sweaty, and then you just go to sleep and sleep for like 24 hours. It's crazy. Just get some electrolytes in your body, boo. Take care of you. I am so fucking happy. What do pickles eat? The souls of the unborn. Is that Fallout New Vegas is such a fucking good game. It really, I mean, the stories, everything really got me, but all Fallout is fun. Like I just love the lore and the world of Fallout, so it's not hard for me to love a Fallout game. Same with Elder Scrolls. Like you pop out Elder Scrolls and I'm gonna eat it up. It may not be my favorite like thing that you make. Like Skyrim isn't my favorite. I think Oblivion and Morrowind were better. Are we still friends? Like Skyrim was the prettiest and the most clean, but like it wasn't the best in terms of stories and voice acting and shit. I know. I know. It wasn't my favorite. It's great, but it wasn't my favorite. Lena, they are, I mean, honestly, when I play Fallout games, I have to resort to a keyboard and controller because the shooter style, it's just stupid not to. Unless you have the ding, 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 boom, boom, boom thing. What is that called again? It's been a while since I played. Dude, New Vegas is decent. Tried to recently, it kept crashing repeatedly. Oh, boo. Tried mods to fix it. Everything I could find on the net. Oh, I wonder if it's just a bad install or something. That's stupid. I'm sad for you. It's a good game. Boo. Everyone bullied me that it was fixed at the time, and they were right. Katie made me win because I was giving her sexual favors. I would never. As someone who has modded Skyrim up the absolute ass, I have to counter argue. Skyrim wasn't clean. It was a mess. I'm just saying, like, graphically speaking, it was mildly, like, shinier to someone who has no idea what they're looking at than, like, Oblivion. Like, you know what I mean. The VATS. Thank you, VATS. Boom, VATS. It's been a while. What other game can you find a robot named Fisto that tells you to please assume the position? Amen on that. I even wiped my computer and reinstalled OS. No shit, and it still didn't work. Maybe find someone streaming it. That sucks. I wish you could play it. Boo. If you're looking for a good install basis for Fallout New Vegas, I would recommend the basic mod list from Wabbajack. I hope they work. Hi, Time Slip. How are you, love? I wonder if the Oblivion remake is just Sky Oblivion. I mean, I don't know if I'll remember Oblivion, but I'm pretty sure that's the first Elder Scrolls game where there was an actual frost elf. But it was like, you know, different. You know what I mean. Different. Modding Skyrim up the ass, but also when I heard modded Skyrim, I always think first and foremost of this. Is it Thomas the Tank Engine? Is it Thomas? I've never been able to mod mine that crazy because it always fucks up. Like it gets messy. Dishonored's amazing. It's like if you played Skyrim the way I did, i.e. you got a bow and learned how to sneak really well and you just snuck everywhere till it was 100, learned how to bow and just jumped onto something super high and just sniped everyone. Dishonored is your shit. It is just a whole lot of like slaughter this close. Whole lot of sneaking up, slitting throats, cutting ankles, archering from like it's stealth, but it's very cool. It's not just like I don't know, dude. Dishonored's great, great fucking series. And correct me if I'm wrong. It's kind of like it's takes place like steampunk England-esque, yeah. Right? Don't they have like kind of a red burgundy color under their wings, something like that? I love me a good stealth game like that. I mean, I can't think of one better than Dishonored in terms of like having a really, really good story, decent cutscenes, etc., as well as being a really good stealth game. Yeah, you can also literally not kill anybody in Dishonored, but, like, where the fuck is the fun in that? Boo. Boo! Although I think there's an achievement. If you're into the achievements, I think it's there. Stealthing is difficult in BG3, honestly, and I kind of like the battles. Like, I look forward to being in battle in BG3. It's like occult steampunk. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's like a little futuristic. It kind of reminds me of, Arcane, the Arcane show. What is it based on, the game? I'm just fucking, why? You know what I'm talking about. Like that kind of futuristic, but also really behind world mishmash. A little bit like Bioshock. Yeah. Like future, but old. League of Legends. Thank you, Mary. That's what I was thinking of. Like the League of Legends. Like how everything is kind of like Victorian or even earlier, kind of like armor and style, but also they have like technology kind of. Yeah, it's dope. You didn't kill anyone? Seriously, Glut. How long did you do it on purpose? Like how long did it take you to get through? Cuz I've done playthroughs of Dishonored, I believe on stream years ago. I tried so hard and I'd make it an hour or two not killing anybody and finally just I wanted to kill myself so much I was like it's time to kill other people. Like on purpose. Did it take you extra long to do it? Cuz I feel like even trying the amount of times I got caught and had to like save slut my way through the game was just like mind numbing to say the least. It was a lot. And this was back in the day when you got limited saves and shit, I think. Imagine training the AI in movies. Wait. My shit jump. Stop, bitch. Imagine training an AI to inverse race swap all characters in animated movies just to see the reactions. Imagine just the one white guy on the screen. Honestly, I'd love to see the outrage, considering the outrage that happens just every day with people. I went through all the Dishonored without killing anyone, didn't get the achievement, figured out I killed one person in the first level in an explosion and didn't realize it. Rod, that's fucked up. Lena, how's that going? Every playthrough I've done in BG3, I've just given in to the tadpole thing. Like, whatever it's called. Like, done the, it's been a couple weeks since I played, but like, where it shows you the brain and you choose your little upgrades with the stuff. Not killing anyone is difficult. Sometimes leaving bodies on the ground can kill them. I wouldn't do that. I didn't get Ghost until my 4th run of the game. Damn. I'd love to see fat, active main characters in games in any form of media, literally ever. And by fat, I think we're both saying just like normal bodies. I hate that media presents anything outside of like the 5'5" area like as fat, but we are. Like dude, so Vampire Diaries, it was like my Dawson's Creek or whatever the fuck your show was back in high school / middle school. I fucking ate the fuck up out of Vampire Diaries. Super addicted. And recently, Zach was like, all right, let's give this show a chance because I watched all of Supernatural with him. In my opinion, Supernatural is just Vampire Diaries for boys, vice versa, in my opinion. It's just true. So we've been watching it, but holy shit. Like, every single character is a borderline underweight in the entire male or female or in between. Everyone. And it shows clips of like school dances, like proms and shit like that at a high school. And every single person looks flawless and is like a $110. It's and every like so-called high school student looks like 45 and has abs bigger than my ass. Like each ab is bigger than my fucking thigh. It's just wild. Looking at it through different eyes as an adult, like holy shit. This is why we all think we look ugly, because we were like kind of brainwashed to think we look ugly because we're not that. Which is impossible. Inuyasha is just DBZ for girls, it's true. I like both, but I get it. I definitely had a favorite. Dude, right? Was reminded of it. Was Zach talking about it? I think he hates it, but I don't know. He's still watching it. He's doing it. Was reminded of it. I forget about it until fall hits, and when fall hits, it's like there's some shows for some reason. Parks and Rec makes me want to watch Parks and Rec in the fall. Also Vampire Diaries, but man, is it bad. It's a bad show. As I get older and I rewatch these young adult shows, I don't have the patience for the bullshit in games. It's like, if y'all could just have effective communication, you wouldn't be having these problems. Oh my god, same. Same. Seriously, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, yes, let's all just keep secrets because that turns out great every fucking time. And then every time a character's like, I can't lie anymore, it's directly after a scene where someone has just previously called them out on every single lie they've ever told because they're a big fat liar. And you're just like, you can't lie anymore? Is that because you've been called on your like, it's just, yeah. Jesus Christ. No shit, Kestrel in Norwegian is Falk. Falk for Falcon. That's kind of cool. That's close. I mean, it goes to show how close our languages are, or where they stemmed from, I guess. The cast, they literally are. The casts are just flawless human beings, no pimples, and they are so skinny. And there's nothing wrong with being skinny, but I'm pretty sure every skinny person here and otherwise would fully like to appreciate with me the fact that not everyone in the world is skinny. Like, what a boring fucking world we would live in. We come in all shapes, sizes, and fucking textures. We're squishy or hard or not or bumpy or whatever. Like, and that's what makes it beautiful. Like, variety truly is the spice, even when it comes to people. And goddamn, is it like washed with just fucking vanilla pudding. It's vanilla pudding, man. Ian Somerhalder, however you say his name, I believe he actually married one of the vampires from Twilight. The Twilight movies. Like IRL, like the 2 actors married, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. He did! I thought so. I love all you squishy fucks too. And I love all your squishy bits and your bony bits and your skinny bits and your fat bits because all of it makes you human and it's cool. Like, if we all look the same, seriously, imagine how fucking boring the world would be. So fucking boring. We gotta thrive in the fact that there's amazing variety in human beings and not try to fit something stupid. You just summed up relationships throughout history. Gross. Gross. 10 seconds of communication solved 99% of problems in shows. Okay, Mandrake, correct me if I'm wrong, or anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that if you give every character of Seinfeld a cell phone, that not one episode works. It's kind of wild, like, theoretically speaking. Obviously, more details involved, but, like, at its most base. That it's just the lack of communication that causes almost every single, if not every single issue ever. I had a crush on the whole Vampire Diaries cast. There were some, like, Elena's little brother, I can't stand him. He's insufferable to me. He's just, like, such a wet towel. Elena, honestly, is a wet towel. Like, I'm very pro Catherine. She's so much more interesting. I do not, other than being good, like, perfect looking, don't understand what's so attractive about Elena. Because from moment one, she is a wet tissue paper. Just, dear diary, Stefan, Damon, I'm just like, I gotta keep everything a secret, but then I can't lie anymore because everyone caught me. She just sad all the time. I don't know what these boys see other than some tight fucking pussy or baby birthing hips. What the fuck is it? She's like, goes and does cheerleading. I fucking hate it. Goes and does literally anything. I fucking hate it. She just is sad all the time. Dude, right? I mean, there's nothing that everybody is supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. It just goes to show how, like, media reinforces it, even if they're doing it on accident. They're bringing back Frasier. Wait, why and how? Crispy, real talk. See, this is serious shit. Real talk. I wouldn't wish my metabolism on anyone. I have to be very aware, even at 41, of my caloric intake to make sure I actually eat enough to maintain my weight. I do the same. Like, I start to get lightheaded and kind of sick, and then I feel like it's heartburn, and then I will just go to sleep and forget to eat for 48 hours. It's horrible. Like, it doesn't work that way. Nobody can sustain that. That's not okay unless you're doing like a doctor maintained fast. Like, I'm not here to judge what you do with your body, but I have to do the same shit. Like, I oftentimes you'll catch me in the kitchen just getting like a giant spoonful of peanut butter and sticking the entire thing in my mouth and then walking out into the yard to continue what I was doing, but quickly getting a good 400 calories in me because I just know I will forget for the next 5 hours. Do you think that's like part of hyper focus or some shit? Because it's not that I don't like to eat or that I don't want to eat. It's just like my brain doesn't prioritize it for some reason. Like hunger does not interrupt any level of hyper focus for me at all. It usually like I don't even know. I don't even think I like. I think I know I'm hungry because I start getting like, oh, my eyes are doing peanut butter. Like I truly am white knuckling it through life with a jar of peanut butter. It is life. That or peanut M&Ms. I don't even think I feel it. I mean, that's what I was like, do you feel it and ignore it? I don't think my body registers the hunger anymore because my body has like I don't know how to say this, like adjusted to be like what you're doing is more dopamine pleasing than what the result of you eating is going to give me. So let's like block that and let him ignore this. I don't know though. It's very interesting. Dude, I know nothing about Frasier, but David posted the Frasier trailer for anyone interested. I've never known anything about Frasier. I didn't have TV when that shit was on. I didn't know anything about Cheers. Didn't Frasier come from Cheers? I didn't know literally anything about Cheers either. I think there's some theme song that's popular. I'm just closing the shit. Yeah, that's what I thought. He was like a guy that went to the bar, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. I never saw either, but I heard they were funny. I have no idea. Like, I think the first sitcom I ever saw was Roseanne. I was ill impressed. Ill impressed. She's below me. That's Robert, but that's my dad. My stepdad's like 6. I want to say he's like 6'2", 6'3", but he's like built like a basketball player, like super gangly. And what he packs for a like, 10 to 12 day workday ish is what I eat in a week. Like he brings a cooler to work every day because of the sheer amount of calories he burns. Like I cannot fathom. And my dad's in his 60s. Like it's always been that way. Like it's like old school farmer. I remember reading about like farmers, taking lunch or whatever after working from like 4 a.m. until noon, and they would each have an entire pie to themselves. Like that's how my dad eats. But he's just skinny. He's always been skinny, will always be skinny, but you watch him pile food, and the way he talks about food, it's a chore. He's like, I fucking hate eating. I don't want to do this. Like, just shovel it in as fast as possible. And we're all just like, holy shit, maybe this is why we forget to eat. And I feel bad. Oh, cheers. I feel it's like wild to watch because I don't prioritize it unless I'm being super active. Like if I'm camping or something like that, then I eat a lot more often. Oh my god, garlic bread and pizza is far more important than literally almost anything, Lizzie. Like appreciated and respected. I did it like that yesterday. Did 4 loads of laundry and dying. Washed the kitchen and the bathroom. Changed the bed. Oh no. Even manually do for the carpets. Forgot to eat the entire day. Today I can barely move because I forgot how I have to space out my chores. Hydrating in food is is so stupid important. And I truly think like when you're a kid, you have so many reminders to feed you, like breaks and stuff throughout school where it's like lunchtime. That when you're an adult, you're like, I can eat whenever I want, and suddenly that becomes never or always. Cookie Monster style eating, maybe. No shit. I don't know if he hates food. I kind of understand how he feels like eating as a chore. Because, for instance, like, I mostly have coffee in the morning, a smoothie or a fruit or something if I'm running really hard. But for the most part, I don't eat anything until after stream every day. So, it's kind of sometimes it can be really difficult to get enough calories in for how much for how active I am to not start to lose significant weight and start looking like a fucking washboard on my ribs. But like, I get bored eating. I don't know how else to say that. Eating, it takes time, and like, it's kind of the same motion over and over, and I start to get like really fucking bored. And so half the time I'm full. I don't know if I'm full or if I'm just bored of doing this repetitive behavior I don't want to do anymore. Tapas restaurants are the best. But I tried to open your link and it didn't open. There we go. Or it did, but it don't. Okay, hold on. Jesus fuck, I hate autoplay so much. You're a loud motherfucker. Canadian anti-trans protesters are freaking out because they've been absolutely enveloped by those protesting for transgender rights in Canada. Shut the fuck up. Is that what the video is? Because that's sick. Lena, but every chess piece would have to be like a different flavor and texture. It's terrible. I have to eat doing something else, usually watching TV or streams. I do the same. I usually eat like a bowl of cereal in the morning or something after I run, like while watching a stream or something. Something to take my mind off it, and then I just shovel, because otherwise I'll just like, I eat 2 spoonfuls and then oh, dang. So stupid. Brains are stupid. Rights in Canada, I mean, hopefully soon. Hold on, I'm trying to turn this down so it doesn't deafen. He's saying he's scared of the trans rights protest, the people protesting for trans rights. What a fucking snowflake. Just me? I don't think so. That's a soft motherfucker. I mean, I know a lot of Canadians, and all the Canadians I know are wonderful people who believe in human rights, and trans rights are human rights, and this is some shit. I like eating with food when the food tastes good, but I could literally be happy just eating 1 meal a day. I wish I could just supplement breakfast and lunch. I basically eat 1 meal a day. I should eat more. I try, but I've never liked breakfast. Yeah, this is very much a point and laugh. This, if you're an adult, parentheses, human question mark, who is bullying someone who just won a homecoming queen contest, i.e. a teenager, for their gender/pronoun preference. Oh my fucking god, you're a pedophile. You're a pedophile. You are an adult thinking about a child's genitals. You're a fucking pedophile. That's called pedophilia. Thinking about the genitals of children whom are not yours in a way that is not medical. That's a crime. Right? Like, that's not okay, yeah? I don't care what your religion says or what your morals say. At the end of the day, you are an adult thinking about a stranger's child's gender preference/genitals. You are a fucking pedophile and should feel shame and admit yourself to a center. Maybe some chemical castration, in my opinion. The far right really feels the left wants all children to be trans. This is what makes them crazy. They only understand the extreme narrative other far right folks feed them. I think that, like, they choose to only hear that rhetoric, though, and that's what's scary. Because you can go on YouTube and listen to whatever you want, but if you choose to only listen to the crazy rhetoric, like, there's got to be some sort of like moral, like there's a choice there, I guess, right? It's like half of Republican men, they're fucking pedophiles, but they openly talk about killing pedophiles to hide the fact that they want to fuck kids. Oh, cataract, just anger. Anger. anger and disgust at the human population once again. I've often thought that I'm a male mind that enjoys living in a female body, a gay male mind. Dude, literally, there's so many different ways to think about the way your mind works or your body works, or, not think about, but be. I guess there's so many ways to be, but fear, exactly. Like, there's so many people who fear different because they may not completely understand it, that they must make it like a witch hunt. It like which I don't get. I mean, I don't get it, but that's just what it seems like. Stop. I ghosted my own mother because she went on a spiel trying to convince me that all drag queens are pedos. Absolutely not. I had to stop talking to my mom for about a year after it was during like the Black Lives Matter, like the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. When a bunch of cop cars were like they were lined up in front of a protest in Seattle, and one of the cop cars just blew through a line of protesters and killed a few, and it was fucking horrific. And I was called my mom in tears about it, and she was like, her response, they can really edit any of that footage on the internet, right? And I was just like, that was the moment I realized my mom was reaching that age where she no longer was like, I don't know. It was really hard for me. There was no conversation there. It really broke my fucking soul in half. I was like, Jesus Christ. Trans girls look like they have Adam's apples sometimes, big deal. Cis girls also sometimes appear to have Adam's apples. Trans girls sometimes have beards. Cis girls sometimes have beards. It's like sex isn't binary for anyone.
Oh my god, like what? I'm sorry, are you saying that people fit in like more than this many?
But like, what if I can't fucking count that high? Like, so you're saying there's like one, then there's like two? Nah, bitch. That's too much. Binary wins, though. I can't. It hurts everything. Happy 420 and cheers. These are people who say they have nothing against gay people, but say, do they have to kiss and hold hands in public? Oh, I hate that shit so. You sound, dude. Your parents must be my parents' age, right? Are they like in their late 60s, early 70s? Because that sounds like my parents hard, and I just like they back it up with, well, I don't want to watch anyone kiss in public. I'm like, it. You don't get the point. Like, just because you don't want to see something doesn't mean you get to dictate what other people do. Like, I don't want to see clowns ever again, but that doesn't mean I get to like go on. Although fuck clowns, I don't get to like go out there and tell clowns to get off the fucking streets because they're offending my eyes. I would love to though. Fuck clowns. Cheers. A typical day in America? Mm-hmm. I mean, this was actually Canada, but that's part of America. But yeah, this is a Canadian person trying to protest the existence of transgender human beings. Like, literally, that's what he's... Oh, but he's making this little, like, TikTok video to show the world how scary people protesting nearby who are protesting for transgender rights truly are. And I had to stop and talk about what a fucking piece of shit this person is, and they should get in trouble for all the air they're stealing from other people just by existing and speaking loudly. Happy 420 from a square. I'm in Colorado. I think I'm a fucking square now. Cheers! It's almost like, I don't know, things aren't black and white, more in between or something weird. It's almost like gray exists. Some trans ladies and cis men naturally don't have Adam's apple. We never did even before transition. Like, literally, I mean, I'm sure you guys would agree. Trying to, I don't even know the word for it, assess someone's gender or pronouns or however you want to put it based on looks alone is some fuckery, right? Like on uh, any any physical trait. Like It just seems like I know more assigned female birth people with a full fucking beard that they gotta shave regularly because hormones suck. I know more assigned male at birth people that cannot grow more than 2 chest hairs and not a fucking facial hair. Like, hormones be hormones, motherfuckers. I've got a low I mean, this is my relaxed voice. This is my chill, walking around the house, just talking, probably sarcastically voice, and arguably, it's rather low and gravelly. Am I not a woman? Because I don't sound like this, like, all the time? It's just I don't think it's fair to judge anyone off any of that motherfucking shit at all. It just seems so base. Like, if we're gonna claim we're higher than animals and we're an intelligent creature, we have to move beyond that stuff. The main reason I left all social media 2 years ago is because friends and family who I thought were pretty normal suddenly began, "Dude, Cass, I" same. I mean, like, if someone was to say, "So, if this fella named Trump, insert crimes here, do you think some of your family would vote?" I might guess some of them would have, but, like, I mean, at one point, one of my cousins who's my generation, he's, like, 8 years older than me or whatever, because my mom had a lot of fertility issues. I'm, like, the second youngest of the 8. But, thank you for the fucking resub. I appreciate you, Thoris, you silly fuck.
Hail the Dank Lord.
Um, one of my cousins who is, like, one of my aunt's children, so, like, my direct first cousin, he put on Facebook, and this was way back when I was in college, still using Facebook, there wasn't really anything else. He put on Facebook, "All liberals deserve to be shot with the guns they so want to steal from us." Something along those lines, not nearly as eloquent, if that was eloquent in any way, shape, or form. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I fucking grew up with this kid. Like, I grew up with him playing video games in the basement of my aunt's house and, like, sneaking mini liquor bottles downstairs and, making a fort under the dining room table. And I just was like, what the fuck? He's a nurse, theoretically educated. What the fuck happened that he's so felt the desire to say all liberals deserve to be shot, et cetera, like, in any way, shape, or form, like, all what deserve genocide? What? I'm sorry, what the fuck? And I had to leave. Like, that was the moment I was like, I no longer check Facebook. Like, I would rather just never speak to any of these family members again than learn these horrible inner thoughts of theirs that they cannot fucking keep inside. Holy shit, like, it was wild, and he had it's just so much fucking, like, anger, man. It makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, it's C-Town. It's like, I don't know if I don't know what happens though. How did they get there from where they came from? Like, where was the stumble? My family in general, like, it's a lot of farmers, a lot of butchers, a lot of, like, very blue collar, but good people. And for some reason, over half of my cousins that are like my generation are like fucked and say shit like that on a regular basis or believe in some pretty fucked up shit these days. And I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? Because I know how we grew up. We grew up together. And I don't have like this existential fear of anything I don't understand. If anything, I embrace things I don't understand because I look at it as an opportunity to fucking learn about something. But we were like, we not even theoretically, we were raised by the same parents in like allegedly kind of the same environment ish. But it's exactly living in an echo chamber, I think, is safer. Fuck if I know how or why. Like, just the sheer stress of finding the echo chamber to live in seems like a lot of work to me. It just is sad. A lot of my brothers say shit like that, and I'm just like, I don't know what to say. You're my older brother, and you sound so stupid. It's so much fear. It reminds me of religion. I think Trump was one of the worst things to happen to the US. I feel that amount of outspoken douchebaggery has gone up exponentially since he took office. I actually believe we looked at some informational graphs that proved that that's true. Cause like it's like a trickle down, right? It's a trickle down behavior. It's trickle down whatever. If the head of the snake If it's okay for this person to say these foul things, then it's okay for you to say slightly less foul things, and so on and so forth. And when your president literally says any fucking horrific thing that comes to mind, like, where's the line? And so I think a lot of people out there that were already kind of shitty, just it gave them lease to be openly really fucking shitty. True as a crayon, but if you think about, like, all the hair and skin that you shed daily that's feeding a lot of baby bacteria, like, basically you're a walking nursery at the same time. You're like a nursery morgue, mercery, if you will. My brother is radically left-wing as I am. My little sister, Sarah, I think that's why we're so fucking tight. Same. Yep. Our government is currently a bit shit. Everyone doing inside trades and cheating. Sounds like America. Sounds like all governments, honestly. It's like some governments manage to look nice for a while, but all governments are corrupt at the end of the day. I've never seen different. It's also a control thing. People have anxiety about not having any control in their life, lean towards the belief that the other is the reason their life sucks. They take no responsibility for the state of their own lives. It's, yeah, you're probably right, honestly. It's like, there's a word for that, right? Projecting shit. Because it's easy, and, when you project it just on a group, like, projecting it on the liberals, like, who's there to fight back? The liberals? Like, how do you speak for the liberals? Like, the fuck? Trump was a retaliation for voting for a black president twice. Gross. What a gross retaliation. It's like squirting someone with a water gun and them shooting you in the foot with a shotgun and being like, ha 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 ha, gotcha. And you're like, ah! That's what it felt like to me, at least.
Hi, gay.
Word. And the ones in your eyelashes, same. It's like projecting, right? Okay. I'm a left-leaning moderate, which, me too, kind of, which today means to conservatives, I'm an Antifa baby trafficker. Did I ever tell you guys, I actually had a stranger walk up to me in a bar in Montana and ask me, like, ma'am, are you part of Antifa? And I was like, don't touch me, no. And he was like, oh, all right. And then he went to the jukebox and paid to play, like, I'm proud to be an American, over and over and over until we left. I was just standing there doing nothing. Literally nothing. Existing. I was fucking existing. And I shit you not, this guy looked like an emaciated Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders? Is that his name? Colonel Sanders? You know, the bloop bloop. But no shit, like white, creamy white tuxedo-y type country thing with the bolero and all that. Like, it was a full thing. Zach was there. It was very strange. You think it was my hair? Really? It was only blue at the time. People aren't used to, like, this yet. Us versus them is simple and covered in concept for people. I mean, you're right, and it's gross because why do you need to be versus anybody? Dude, deal with your own shit. They feel safer when they're part of us and can rally against the evil them. Stupid. That's stupid. I'm not disagreeing. I just think it's such a cop-out. The gun right thing, the left-right being on, they want to take away our rights thing feels bizarre to fight because, dude, you aren't entitled to your freedom. I mean, and like the crazy thing, Lizzie, I don't know if you knew this. Like, a lot of people, a lot of Americans, like, still are a little misconstrued on this. No one has ever said they want to take away freedoms or guns, except the people with the guns that don't want them taken away. They're literally the only people who have ever said that sentence. Like, politically speaking, like, major heads, like, that are making decisions, no one's ever said, like, we should take away guns. They're always like, we should put in gun regulations. And they're like, you can't take my guns. And it's like, are you saying you're not going to pass the regulations? Because it really feels like you're not going to pass the regulations when you react to, we're just going to implement some regulations like that. Right? Like, maybe you shouldn't have a basement full. Just based on that reaction makes me nervous that you have a lot of those in a room somewhere that we don't know about. Like, there's one of you and 79 of them. Like, what's happening? To the right, blue hair me. Oh my god, one time, no shit, on the topic of Antifa baby fetus eater. The other time, an elderly man approached me and said something totally out of the blue. I was at the airport waiting for my little sister Sarah. I was living in Baltimore and she was coming to visit me for the first time ever. And I was so seersucker suit. Thank you. Did you hear me saying like I was trying to figure it out and I was like cream. Um I was waiting for my sister to get off the air, like to come out of the weird little gate because you can't go to people's airplanes anymore because whatever, you might have a bone in your shoe, mate. This little very looked like he was in his 90s or something. Little old man cripples himself up to me and goes, "Are you here to steal luggage or children?" And I'm not clever on the spot, so all I thought of at the time was luggage. I'm not hungry, and he was like, and walked away. And to this day, it's haunted me that someone just felt the need to cripple themselves up to me and be like, "I'm old and prejudiced and think you're gay, probably. Are you part of the fucking left hippies? I'm gonna make you feel weird." And just go die already. Your opinion doesn't matter, and I'm sad you can still vote. Shoo shoo, Father Time. I ain't got the fucking time for that, Father. As someone who almost got sucked completely into that rhetoric, no shit with the whole gun issue, it was definitely a case of being in a social media echo chamber. Echo chambers are so dangerous, and I think they're dangerous because they're comfortable. And human nature is to fall into comfort, right? I mean, if you look up the definition of the word amendment, C-Town, literally it means to change. Amend, to amend something, to change something for the better, to update, stuff like that. And so, there's an ongoing joke slash meme that the people who wrote the amendments would, if they could see in the future that we have never changed them ever and we worship them like they're godlike things, would probably look at us like we're fucking idiots and go back in time and fix it. This is the whatever amendment. By the way, amendment means you should probably update this with the times. This is not a religious doctrine. Right to arms, bear arms doesn't mean everybody deserves a gun. Please check the folks. You know what I'm saying? They truly thought we were smarter than we are and that they didn't need to be so fucking specific. And that is so sad because we truly are not that smart. And I don't think we ever will be. I mean, Kel, hard same. Can't disagree with that. It's very sad. I know that, and this is me just personally. I know a lot of people love to go hunting and stuff like that and have hobby guns. But whenever I meet someone who feels the need to open carry or conceal carry or just have a gun outside of a hunting situation or outside of being a police officer, et cetera, my instinctual thought is what the fuck are you so afraid of that you're willing to murder? And I just don't understand where the culture of it's cool to just be afraid of things came from. I grew up with 3 older brothers who would straight up be like, "Don't be such a fucking Sally," if I was literally afraid of snapping my neck by jumping off the roof of our 2-story house onto a trampoline. So I fucking jumped off that roof. Didn't snap my neck. Probably could have, though. Not a good mentality. But still, when did it be cool to just be like, "Nah, man, fucking Walmart scares me so much, I bring a murder weapon." What happened? And most of these people that open carry, nothing has actually ever happened to them. It's the perceived danger in the future that scares them so much that they're willing to carry the gun. I mean, Brock, true, I haven't been in a Walmart in forever, but honestly, at this stage, have you seen me? I am the weirdo at Walmart that people are probably like, "Get your guns, that fucking lesbian over there is gonna influence the kids." So, what ifs? If I'm the one that makes your daughter think she's, or realize she's gay, hallelujah, you're welcome. I literally have a 3-foot tattoo of a giant skeletal deer god down my body and thigh. You see me in the cereal aisle at 2 a.m. and you're gonna, like, "Look at these people at Walmart, her butt cheeks are hanging out, tee hee ha ha." Fuck you, motherfucker, I'm 6 feet tall and nothing fits. You're the best, shut up. Dude, right? They're always the first one shot in any situation. Also, why? I had a couple come in from Texas that were pissed off they couldn't open carry in the military base. Okay, not only were they pissed off, but they were stupid. What the fuck? Idiot. That's just dumb. Am I an idiot for thinking that's dumb, Kel? That sounds so... What? Miri, absolutely not. That's like carrying your penis outside all the time. Like, keep it safe. Keep it secret. Keep it in the dark. Stop it. As if it was some aberration. Let's be clear. This isn't about Fort Hood. They never let you just carry a gun around in a fucking military base. Dude, right? Thank you for confirming. But in my mind, if literally anyone asked me, yo, you think I can just carry my gun on a military base knowing literally nothing? I would say with confidence, no. What? Unless you're a soldier. Like, if you're a soldier, but a civilian just, like, walking in with a gun? Oh, and they can't. Oh, so let's say most soldiers can't carry guns on base without paperwork. So it's that much not easy just to walk around with a fucking gun. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, it just sounds so stupid that someone. Come the fuck on. Can I just come in with my gun? I like it. Keeps me safe from all the dangerous gays and dinosaurs and whatnot around all them corners. Yeah, so no, they were former military, but even soldiers can't carry outside MPs. Boom. So you're right, Glut. Yeah, that's wild. Why exactly do you think you need your gun on a military base? What's going to shoot you in the military? And that's the thing. I don't think it's what's going to shoot you. It's what are you, like, if, like, truly, at the end of the day, if you carry, like, a handgun in a not violent, like, clearly violent, like, atmosphere, you're kind of making an agreement in your soul that you are willing to kill someone. That's there's no other reason. It's just kills. I mean, soldiers. I learned that from fucking soldiers. Soldiers taught me that. The moment you have those weapons, you have made this. It's like peace with yourself that wielding this means I am willing to kill. And to see, just, I don't know. It's very scary. It just is, I don't know. I used to unplug people a lot. It's not that cool to kill. I wouldn't. Even if you're stationed on a base, you have to declare it and or turn it into the base armory. I'm glad that's a thing. From what I remember about my brother being trained stationed by Fort Jackson, they couldn't carry their guns without a blank cap on too. And from the live fire range. Good. I'm glad they're safe like that. Fuck, I wish the rest of the world was safe like that. I work in an open carry for anyone state. Sadly, however, my place of employment does not allow inside, and we are a private club. I get to walk. Oh God, are you the person that's? Do you wear a protection? I get to walk up to them and tell them to get out on the regular. I love it. I look at them like they are little bitches. Good, but be safe. Because in my experience, not 100% of the time, but like some of the time, people who carry guns like that tend to fly off the handle really fast. Like they tend to already have a temper of some kind. Be safe. Thanks, Homer Reed. I love these fat QAnon fucks with their kegger beer bellies. Like, we're gonna have a revolution. Like, no, bitch, you're gonna have some heart disease. You know what? Also, just to add on to that, they fuck all the fake military gear they walk around in. Like, none of them are actually military. If any are, they're very, very like it's a small. From what I've read, very, very small percentage are ex-military of any kind. But they walk around with like this fake fucking like go to the military surplus store and pick yourself up some fucking Velcro vest shit. It's not only pathetic, it's fucking insulting. In my eyes, I'm not even in military. Like I have military in my family, but that shit is grotesque in my opinion. I mean, it's not real. It's militia LARPers, thank you. Yeah. I don't even think it's legit tactical gear. They're just trying to play a part that they weren't allowed to do. But, like, no one's asking any questions. They're just like, oh, it looks like tactical gear. Dude, Rod, I love yours. I had a concealed carry, used it once, said this is not for me. I'm not killing anyone, and that was the end of that. And I feel like a lot of people have done that before. Oh, I can't even fathom, dude. Guard duty? Absolutely not. It's like cosplaying, but like it's cosplay. It's like cosplaying as like wearing the headdress and the fucking quintessential stereotypical like Indian quote unquote Halloween costume. It's like you're not just cosplaying, like you're being a fucking piece of shit. Tactical, fuck yourself. That hurts my mouth to say. Gross. As someone seeing a man in the military, yeah, insulting doesn't even begin to describe how bad it can be. Oh, I don't doubt it. You know, most of those people couldn't even pass the psych exam, let alone the physical exam, to be in the military. And that's why I think they're playing pretend. It's like the rest of us looking at astrology and pretending to be witches. Like, but I'm not out there hurting anyone. It's totally cosplay. Most of them never served, let alone seen a war, have no idea what it would be like to actually experience war. And they won't ever. Their war is like keyboard warrioring on Facebook about the, racism or some fucking bullshit. Tactical mall ninjas, Jesus Christ. Dude, you're right, Viata. I know this conversation's. I mean, I agree with you guys, and I'm glad I'm not totally alone in that. Looking at them and thinking like you guys all look like fucking douchebags. With my eyes, I've only seen non-stun, non-farming, non-sporting, or non-reactment guns in London. No shit. I've never. I mean, I grew up around hunting guns, but that's about it. I don't know anything outside of hunting guns, and even then, my dad stopped that. The only thing I've ever carried for my own protection was a fixed blade knife. I would never trust myself to not accidentally hurt someone with a gun by missing in a panic or accidentally discharging it. 100% same. If I go on, like, when I was a kid going on hikes by myself, I always carried a pocket knife because there's, like, cougars and wolves and fucking bear, and I'm not out there hunting a cougar with a knife. But if one jumps on me, at least I have something. Like, there's wolverines out there, badgers, literally everything. I mean, Eastern Washington is fucking rife with wildlife. And walking around that thing in the middle of the night, like, a knife is not a weapon. It's a tool. It's survival. It's like cutting down brambles, making something to live in, but just in case. But a gun in the nighttime, like, people that think that's going to do something, if a cougar's hunting you, you're dead. Like, you might get a stab in if you were literally holding the knife like this when the cougar tries to take you out. But, like, there's a reason cougars, exist. I think they can take out a fucking moose if they want. They're wild. Right, like, say, like, your Swiss Army knife. You might help with a cuticle or two. If a cougar's hunting you, give her a shot. Older women need love, too. Word. Word. That was what a beautiful wrap up to stream, I think. If a cougar's hunting you, give her a shot. Older women need love too. And they know what they want. Have you two suffered too many successful cougar hunts? Vagisil. They do. Cougars are wild, dude. They're gonna take you out no matter what you do. Best not to walk around at nighttime where there's cougars, in my opinion. Just not smart. Nope, got stalked by a cougar. They're terrifying. Absolutely not. I wouldn't fuck around with that. I would not fuck around, would not risk finding out. They're gorgeous. I love to look at beautiful old cats from afar, but like I'm not about to fuck with one. I'm trying to see who's online. I gotta pee so fucking bad. I mean, Lizzie, yes and no. I think a cougar might be self-described. When a cougar stalks you for more than one bar, you're in trouble. Aw, bitch, does that happen? Dude, one bar and I'm so tired. I'm ready to get a pizza and go lay in bed and eat it with my eyes closed in the dark. Does that mean I'm beyond cougar already? Yeah, dude. It's my time. I go walk my dogs and shit while the daylight's out. But thank you for hanging out today. I had a lot of fun. Even though we just mostly got angry and vented, I think sometimes that's necessary. Yesterday, everybody was having such a bad day. I remember bars. They're still real. I went to one last night, but like everyone was so drunk and sad. I didn't know what to do anymore. Like I was so not sad and having a good time, and everyone around me except my immediate group just seemed so fucking sad. I don't know. I'm starting to think that's just what it looks like when you're not also drunk. You know what I'm saying? We're broken inside that way. All right, let me see. I'm gonna raid Zach because he's playing that game. I want to see it. But also, cheers, motherfuckers. I have to pee so fucking bad, so I'm leaving a few minutes early to go do that. But thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. Sorry I'm so low energy. I don't know what the fuck it is. I've just been so tired. You guys are literally keeping me alive during the day, and I fucking appreciate you for that. Cheers, beach honchos.